I'm actually gonna fucking cry if chat or if stream breaks again. I I did everything I could, okay? I did everything I could, right? It was, please don't manifest that, Vivzy. Please, I'm losing my mind here. I'm like on the verge of tears. I'm like, if this doesn't work again, I'm gonna be so sad. I genuinely I fixed it. It was working just fine. I was doing a test stream, testing the bandwidth, testing the connection and everything, and it was working just fine. And then I go to start the stream for real, and I see like 1,000 dropped frames, and I'm like, oh, please, 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 please. I'm going to cry if this doesn't work. Oh my god. Can you keep stream on if you do cry? Probably, I'm gonna cry and it's just gonna be buffered. It's just gonna be like, oh, and then it's just gonna buffer every 2 seconds. And it's just, it's gonna be miserable. I really hope stream does not, I do enjoy seeing people cry suffering. I don't know what to say to that. Anyway, we're going to try to stream. Oh my god, no, please, please, please. Oh, please do not crash. I'm going to cry so much if stream does not work. Oh, why chat bully? Chat likes to see my downfall. It is not deserved! Shut up! It is very much not deserved. I've tried everything I can. I've been monitoring the connection, and it was all good like an hour ago. And now it's just... I don't know what's going on. My internet is out to get me. But we're gonna try to get as far as we can. And if this doesn't work, I don't know what else to do. But anyways, I'm just kind of ready for this year to be over, man. Like, if you asked me a couple weeks ago, I would have been like, oh my god, where did the year go? POV grown man-child cries over the internet. Like, shut up. Shut up. What was I saying? Oh yeah. If you asked me a couple weeks ago, I would have been like, there's no way that 2024 is almost over. Like, no way. I swear it was just July yesterday. And now I'm just kind of like, hey, where's 2025? Where is it? Where is it? Maybe you changed the settings or something you don't remember? I don't think so, because I haven't touched this at all since I did my little, like, test stream thingy thing, and it was working just fine, so I genuinely don't know. But, what was I saying? Oh, what was I saying? But yeah, I'm just kind of like waiting for the new year. It's like I feel like we all just kind of need the mental reset that the new year brings. Especially me right now with my stream just going crazy. But anyways, Pokemon, am I right? I was gonna change the background and then I forgot to. Oh well. Pokemon, am I right? Am I right? I love Pokemon. I don't know about you, but I love Pokemon, and I love when Pokemon works and I can actually stream Pokemon. That would be fantastic. So anyways, let me switch over. Oh wait, let me turn off the... There we go. There we go. Wait, let me grab my tablet. Keep forgetting to grab my tablet. Okay. Oh, please don't tell me it's crashing again! No! No! Not the buffering! Please! I'd like a Castelia cone, please, ma'am. I'm sorry, we're closed for the winter. It fucking sucks, doesn't it? We're closed for the winter. Why is my internet out to get me? I don't know what happened, what changed in the last hour. I genuinely don't know what to do to fix it, because it was working just fine and now it's not, and I don't know. Oh, anyways, yeah, no Castelia Cones chat, I'm sorry, they're closed for the winter, which is really stupid, but they're closed for the winter because they just hate fun, I guess, but also I don't like ice cream anyway, so it's not. Vivzy, I am going to shake you violently. Anyways, Pokemon! I love Pokemon! Oh my god, hi! I love Pokemon! My travel partner is a Pokemon that a popular guidebook recommended. That's so cool! I love Pokemon! I love Pokemon. I love Twitch. I love stream working. I love OBS working. I love internet working. I love Pokemon working. Pokemon mentioned? Oh my god, they said the thing! They said the thing, guys! Oh look, Cottony versus Cottony. Anyways, let's bring up scoliosis. Oh yeah, scoliosis evolved last stream. Like, and I don't think anyone actually saw it because the stream was buffering so bad. You love chat? I do love chat working! I am a big fan of chat. Well, sometimes. Some of chat. I love some of chat. Don't get too ahead of yourselves. It's Poison Tail. I did see. Oh, that's good. That's good. Saw the worst take the other day that people who like Pal World don't like Pokemon because Pokemon is about caring for nature and animals and Pal World isn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I mean, I don't know, maybe I just have not been on the internet enough, but I feel like most of the Pal World fans that I've seen are also Pokemon fans who just are really frustrated with Game Freak. I don't know. Like, I think it's pretty obvious that Pal World's target demographic is Pokemon fans. And I think they achieved that, but maybe that's just me. I love caring for animals and not forcing them into illegal dogfights. I know, right? No, this reminds me now of the stupid fucking take about how video games cause violence. I'm like, and how like, yeah, kids are gonna see what happens in video games and try to do it in real life. And I'm like, oh yes, I love Pokemon. I'm gonna pit my cats against each other in a dogfight and force them to battle each other to the death. Yeah, that's the message we're getting at. It's like so bad faith. Where did you come from? Me? Well, if you can win, I'll tell you. Twitch used to have a category for chicken fights? Is that real? I feel like you're trolling me. There's no way that's real. But they banned and deleted it. Video games are too woke. It's all downhill since they made Miss Pac-Man. Oh man, I know, right? They just gotta shove women into everything. Women in video games? Who ever heard of that? Oh, we aren't supposed to make our goldfish fighter pet bear? Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, I think the people that say video games cause violence are just like, I mean, obviously they're all boomers, mostly, and they're so disconnected from how the world actually works. I think they don't realize that the whole point, like, Pokemon is based off, like, bug catching, and, like, the, oh, what's it called? The, I don't remember what kind of beetle it is, but I think it's rhinoceros beetles, where Japanese kids will catch them and pit them against each other to, like, tip the other one over. That's what Pokemon's based off of. They just don't care. They're like, no, video games cause violence. Pokemon, PETA's like, PETA comes in here is like, Pokemon, we're abusing our Pokemon, we're ripping them to shreds, and we're gonna be evil to our Pokemon. That's like the exact opposite of the message that Pokemon has. You also gotta love the irony that PETA made their stupid fucking Pokemon parody based off Black and White, where the main antagonists are literally PETA themselves in the original games. Like, there's no way this company is real. Like, it's insane. Oh man. PETA has no room for opinions ever, since the statistic they kill 90% of the animals they get. Oh, absolutely. PETA is absolutely awful. And they're so stupid. Oh my god, do you guys see the news article? I wasn't joking. Oh my god, really? That's insane. Did you guys see the news article when, like, Animal Crossing, New Horizons came out, and they were like, oh, here's how you can play Animal Crossing and still be friendly to animals. And it's like, don't wear, or actually I don't know if it was actually related to Animal Crossing. Well, they did make an Animal Crossing article, but then they were also like, don't wear wool products, don't wear fleece. And it's like, buddy, you know shearing sheep is actually good for them, right? Buddy, come on. Like, wearing wool is probably the nicest thing you can do. It's not like you're killing the sheep to get their wool. It's just... Man. Anyways, I love Pokemon! Oh, man. Don't wear wool products fans when they discover what all of their clothing is made of. Yeah, like, if they said don't wear leather, okay, I would get that. Like, but don't wear wool? Are you serious right now? Don't wear wool? Don't shear your sheep? Clearly they have never seen that one sheep that was like, oh, what was it? She was like in a cave for several years, and her wool was just super overgrown, and she couldn't like even see past her own wool. And it was like several like, oh, I don't remember how heavy the wool got, but it was like actually hurting her how much wool she had. Cause they can't shed it themselves. You gotta shear it off them. I grow my own wool, it's more sustainable that way. Right from the seed. The fun of traveling around the world is having serious battles with a lot of Pokemon I meet. That's a big backpack. You okay, dude? That's gotta be like 40 pounds, at least. Oh my god, that reminds me, when I was in school, my backpack was always so heavy. Like, to a ridiculous degree. I don't know how I fit that much stuff in my backpack, but I did. And I didn't even wear my backpack properly. It was always like hanging off one shoulder, so I had so much shoulder pain throughout the day carrying my like 60-pound backpack around. It's not even a big backpack either. It was like a small backpack. It was insane. You're actually supposed to cut off goat horns slash trim them because their horns will grow into their eyes, potentially blinding them permanently. PETA actively harms goats. Yeah. My backpack was like 120 pounds back in my days. Back in my day, we put everything in our backpack. We carried it around, and we had back problems. We had shoulder problems. It wasn't even textbooks. That's the thing. It was like 5 different notebooks, I think. And all of them were just art notebooks. I didn't even, like, actually use them for class. I just drew in them. And then it was miscellaneous papers I picked up throughout the day. Sometimes an art project back when I was in middle school. And what else was it? It was my water bottle. It was my lunchbox. And it just, like, literally just random trash I picked up throughout the day. It was just a whole... I started calling my backpack, like, Narnia for a while, because I just had everything in there. I had to dig around for like 5 minutes just to find the one thing I wanted. And then when I was in middle school, I also always wore hoodies, so my hoodie pocket would always fill up with a bunch of random trash in it too. Because it would have my phone, or my tablet when I was in 7th grade, because I didn't have a phone yet. But it would have my phone, it would have like a couple pencils for class, it would have just random trash that I didn't have access to my backpack to put in. I went through a phase where any time I had something, I'd stick it in my hoodie pocket, so I'd walk around with just paper pencils, etc. in my pocket. That was literally me! I carried my phone, I carried my pencils, I carried just random shit I picked up. It was a great time. It's kind of convenient though, especially when women's clothes like don't ever have any pockets ever. So it's just like, okay, I'll just use my hoodie pocket for everything. I despise those roller backpacks. The kids who use them always do everything in their power to trip everybody they pass in the hallway, I swear to God. Oh my God, when I was younger, I thought those were the coolest thing ever, but then I kind of realized they not only look really stupid, but they also... It's like, what are we doing here? This is a backpack, not a suitcase. Grow up. They all mostly got lost into the washer. Yeah. I was pretty, I was pretty, good about, what was it? I was pretty good about getting trash out of my pocket before I threw them in the wash, but sometimes I would lose some, usually just trash at least. But I would lose, like, gum wrappers, like, little tiny pieces of paper I ripped off. It just got lost in my pocket and got destroyed in the washer. So it was nothing too, like, important at least, but yeah. People who use those are one of the reasons I think bullying should stay in school. Oh my God. You just look fucking pretentious as hell if you're walking around with a suitcase for a backpack. It's like, what are we doing here? It's just school. You're not that special. Put it on your shoulders like the rest of us. Let's go. Razor leaf. I won't believe you. You still have internet problems, right? Well, I'm trying not to. We've had a few dropped frames, and by a few, I mean a few thousand. But, we're doing good so far. We've been able to hold a conversation for a bit, at least. Okay, razor leaf, I might get rid of stuns, but I kind of like stuns more. I don't know. My hot take is bullying in school genuinely needs to stay because some kids will not learn shame and how to act normal otherwise. The weird internet kids need to be bullied. I don't know if I would go that far, but I think the world just needs to like adapt better to the current times, like especially with school and parenting. I think people need to actually teach their kids how to be people, how to be like just like not so brain rotted. And it's like, no, giving your child an iPad for 70 hours just to watch Baby Shark for 20 hours a day is not parenting. You need to actually teach your kids some shit. Considering people used to stab me with needles in class, I don't know about that. Weird internet kids need to get off the internet. I feel like bullying makes the weird kids. Here's the thing, we were always taught in school, and I don't know how true this is, but I feel like it is at least partially true, that a lot of bullies are bullies because they are not getting proper like attention or treatment at home. And so they have a really rough home life and they take it out on kids at school. And if that is the case, then we need to do something about that. We need to make sure that people like are actually taking care of their children properly, you know. And I mean, it's obviously very tall order, much easier said than done, but it's like you should not be allowed to have kids if you can't put in the effort to raise them properly. That's my hot take. If my kid ended up being one of those big chungus Reddit T-pos, I would bully them too. That stuff is not okay in society. It's very tough. I won't give my kids iPads or phones that early, only a Nintendo DS. Yeah, I genuinely do not think, and this is coming from someone who has been on the internet since a very young age, I do not think kids should be given such unregulated internet access for so many hours out of the day. Like, you gotta regulate that stuff. You gotta be monitoring them, what they're looking at, how long they're on the internet. And they're gonna hate you for it, but it's gonna be much better for them in the long run. And again, I say that as someone who has been on the internet since I was 9 years old, pretty much unregulated and like terminally online. Like it destroyed me basically. Like I love the internet, don't get me wrong. I would not be, you know, a Dragon VTuber if I didn't like the internet enough to be one. like I'm online all day. I love my friends, I love my video games, but the internet also like really severely fucked me up. I grew up with the internet since I was like 8 and I'm fully in the internet should not be for kids stance. I turned out worse because of the internet. Exactly. My old 8-year-old brother can play 1 hour and watch YouTube 1 hour a day. That is a good regulation, I feel like, because I don't think, I don't think that kids shouldn't be allowed on the internet at all, because, like, obviously the internet has some great things to offer. We have so much more, like, access to, like, information and helpful resources now with the internet. Like, we have so many like new creative endeavors that you can go into with the internet. Like, the internet can be a very good thing, but also like they should not be on there unsupervised, because the internet also holds some of the worst stuff in the world. I wasn't allowed a full phone until I was 11, and I didn't know how to use the internet until I was like 13. Yeah, so for me, I was given a phone when I was like 10, but it was a flip phone, and it didn't have like internet access or anything. But, I I was I had a computer. So it was my dad's old computer, and he really wanted me to get he really wanted an XP for me, because he really liked Windows XP. But they gave us Windows Vista instead, and he was really mad about it. But anyways, like both my parents like had experience with the internet by the time they had me. I mean, kind of obviously, like my mom. A funny story about I probably shouldn't say too much, but my mom used the internet back in the day to meet two of her husbands. So you know, and my dad has always been like really into video games, and he's like a PC gamer, and he knows a lot about computers. So my parents like kind of equipped me to like be knowledgeable about the internet to some degree. So I had a computer of my own that was like originally my dad's, and then what was it? Sorry, I'm trying to like play Pokemon and talk at the same time. I'm kind of like getting distracted. I'm sorry. What was I gonna say? Oh, so like, but like I didn't actually use it that much until I was like 8 or 9, and my memory kind of fails me at this point right now, but like, I was really into like the kids' virtual worlds. That was where I spent like the majority of my time, at first. Like, I had a friend who like really got me into Fantage. That was one of my first, virtual worlds I was on. And we would play that for hours. Like, we would be on the phone, like, my mom's phone, her mom's phone, we'd be talking to each other while playing Fantage. So I was mainly on the, like, kids' virtual worlds, and then I wasn't allowed on YouTube until I was, like, 9, and it's only because... This is a really funny story. I was only allowed on YouTube because I was... Okay, do you guys remember this? Do you guys remember What Does the Fox Say? Do you guys remember What Does the Fox Say? I was obsessed with that song as a 9-year-old. Like, to an unhealthy degree. It just lived in my head rent-free. I was obsessed with that song so much. So I kept begging my parents to let me listen to What Does the Fox Say at home, and they were finally like, oh, okay, fine. You can listen to What Does the Fox Say on YouTube, but that's the only thing you're allowed to watch on YouTube. And I was like, okay! So I would watch What Does the Fox Say videos on YouTube. And then this is, I kid you not, how I got into Minecraft. Because one day, I was listening to my What Does the Fox Say videos, and then I got recommended a video that was like a Minecraft lyric video for What Does the Fox Say? And so I watched it and I was like, wow, this Minecraft thing looks kind of cool. So I kept watching Minecraft videos, and that's how I got into Minecraft. And that's how I got into video games as a whole as a kid. And that's the story of how I got unsupervised internet access. Because my parents did say you're only allowed to watch What Does the Fox Say, but they also didn't actually care about, like, actually making sure I was only watching What Does the Fox Say. So I kind of got away with a lot there. Anyways, let me catch up on chat messages here. I was like 10 when the ISIS beheading shit was wild on the internet. That stuff ruined me for real. It's arguably worse now, despite having better security on the internet in modern times. Oh, absolutely. I am very fortunate in that I never had to see some of that wild stuff. Like any of the like live leak stuff, or just like the gruesome videos on the internet. I was surprisingly, despite my unregulated internet access, pretty sheltered for the majority of my childhood growing up on the internet. So I'm very lucky for that. But yeah, absolutely. some of this stuff just like absolutely destroys a human being. Like we're finally really seeing the effects of some of that insane stuff, especially like Elsa Gate. We're finally starting to see like the effects of like Elsa Gate and like the Minecraft kids content that's like just totally just destroying children's lives and like giving them just like horrible problems that they have to deal with in the future. And it's like we still have a long ways to go in terms of like protecting kids from like some of that horrible like NSFW, NSFL like shit on the internet. Like I do not feel comfortable if I were ever to become a mother, which I'm not, but if hypothetically in another universe, if I was a mother, I would not feel comfortable letting my child on the internet with the same stuff as like ISIS beheadings and Elsa Gate. Like that needs to be shut down before I would ever feel comfortable like letting children on the internet. On the limited internet though, I'd have despise that because I used to read up to 6 to 8 hours a day. That's fair. I was also like big into like reading. I had a Kindle Fire for a while when I was like 10 or 11, and I would read on that all the time. It was very fun. The first game I ever played was at my friend's house when I was 6, and it was a Roblox game where you shot rockets at the annoying orange. That's good. Wow, when I was in elementary school, my friends would talk about Roblox a lot, and I couldn't download it on my computer at the time, so I was never able to play it until I was like 12 and I had an iPad. Or not an iPad, it was a tablet. Not an iPad, but a tablet. When my mother bought me Minecraft on the PS3, she thought that my PlayStation was broken because of the graphics. Oh man, I remember having the conversation with my parents where I was begging them to let me play Minecraft, and they did like extensive research on what the game is, and they're like, well, the game is about... I could hear them one day like hovering over like mom's laptop, like researching the game, and they were like, so the game is about these blocks and you build and there's zombies that you can kill and there's a lot of fantasy violence, but it's a good game for kids. Okay, sure, we'll let you play Minecraft. And then my grandpa bought me Minecraft and an Xbox 360 to play it on when I was 9. And I remember the first time I booted it up, my mom saw the ESRB rating of everyone 10 and up, and she was like, and she like somewhat jokingly was like, maybe we shouldn't let you play this yet because you're only 9. And I was like, Mom, you said I could. It's so weird that some of this stuff is advertised to kids. Yeah, unfortunately. Is staring at the sky like a Dominus move, or no? I'm distracted reading chat. There was this documentary on Elsa Gate I saw a while back, and apparently it caused a fuck ton of kids to develop the same adult obsession with feces that the videos display. That stuff indoctrinated kids. Oh, I think I might have seen the same documentary as you, because I remember watching a video on Elsa Gate and just like how it just like completely fucked up children and like gave them like adult content addictions, and it's like it's really depressing, man. I'm so I dodged a major bullet back in the day when I was a kid, and like I just feel so bad for like the kids who weren't as lucky as me, or like the kids growing up now that they have just like absolute brain rot shoved into their brains and like brainwashing them and all this crazy shit. It's like sad. It's really sad. Anyways, Professor Juniper. Hey Juniper. Hello, gamer. Come here. Okay. Elisa called and was asking me about electric type Pokemon, and I thought about you guys. That's why I wanted to see you. Ta-da! Freebies for you! Here's Cheren. You too, gamer. Oh, Ultra Balls. Oh wow, crazy. Crazy! If you see a Pokemon that you want to have join you, be sure to use a good type of Pokeball, because this could be the first and last time you see that Pokemon. I know it might seem strange for me to say this since I'm the one who asked you to complete the Pokedex, but please, remember to enjoy your journey. Of course, I'm not saying you can just neglect the Pokedex, but you know that. La la la, I can't hear you. Pokedex? What's that? La 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 la, I can't hear you. All this MLG stuff in 2016 was brain rot back then as well. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, the brain rot is eternal. It just takes different forms over the years. Like, I think my brain rot was probably, like, our generation's brain rot was probably, like, half and half, like, Elsagate and, like, the Minecraft, weird Minecraft kids content. And, like, and, you know, nowadays we've got, like, Cocomelon and Skibbity Toilet and all that for Gen Alpha. Did I ever tell you guys about my Gen Alpha Skibbity Riz cousin's kid? My cousin has this kid. He's, like, 12 years old. And he is the most insufferable, brain-rotted child I've ever met. He speaks unironically like, "El Riz, oh that's so skibbity. I'm the Riz Lord. Sword Art Online is the only good anime on Netflix." And I'm like, I lose brain cells talking to him. I'm like, how is this child real? But to be fair, I might have accidentally punched him in the face when he was 4, and I was like 12. But we're not going to talk about that. Brain rot nowadays is not any better or worse than we had. It's just different. We also had Gmod, SMM stuff, and some of it was made by the same dude who made Skibbity Toilet. Oh, absolutely. That's why I said, like, brain rot is eternal. It just takes, like, slightly different forms. None of it is better or worse. It's just how the internet has evolved. Nah, mine was YouTube animation and Five Nights Freddy MMD Vine compilations, Sword Art Online and good in the same sentence. I know, right? He was like, oh my god. Okay, so then I had this YouTube channel. I had this Animal Jam YouTube channel when I was 4. Hold on, let me talk to Cheren first, and then I'll tell this story. It seems the professor gave us the Pokedex as a reason to send us on a journey. At least, that's what my mom told me. They wanted us to go out and see the world, so my mom, Bianca's mom, and your mom made a request to Professor Juniper. Gamer, what should we do now? I think I'd like to show the professor my thanks by going to Route 4 and catching some Pokemon I haven't caught yet. Okay, bye Cheren. He deserved being punched for the SAO thing, one of the worst animes ever made. Okay, to be fair, he said the SAO thing when he was 12. I punched him when he was 4. So I think I'm actually indirectly responsible for his take on that. Anyway, so when I was 14, I had this Animal Jam YouTube channel. Oh, okay, we got Team Plasma. I'll talk to them in a second. When I was 14, I had this Animal Jam YouTube channel, and one of the things I did was, he was like, oh god, how old was he? He's like 8 years younger than me, so he would have been 6. He made it the preemptive strike for his comments. So true, so true. To be fair, the punch was also very accidental. I didn't mean to. But, anyways, so I did this collab with him, on my YouTube channel when I was 14. And he was like 6 at the time. And we played, I think we played like Akinator or something. And, so then I was talking to him like a couple years ago, and he was like, do you still do YouTube on that Animal Jam channel? And I was like, no. And he was like, oh, thank God, it was so cringe. And I'm like, okay, listen here, buddy, I'm the only one who's allowed to call my content cringe. You better slow down there. You have no place to talk. You are 6 years old. Like, let's slow down there. You do not have my blessing to make fun of my content. And then he was like, do you still watch anime? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, do you watch anime on Netflix? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, SAO is the only good anime on Netflix. I'm like, no, it's not. Grow up. And he's like, yes, it is. Like, literally nothing else is good on Netflix. I'm like, you my condolences for how uncultured you are. How does he even remember he was still a literal fetus? I know, right? Like, how do you know it was cringe? Were you watching the video over and over? Like, in the past, like, 5 years? Like, what are you doing here? Whoa there, partner, I know, like, oh, slow down there, buddy. No one's allowed to make fun of my content except me. Okay, Team Plasma. Gramps, we know you run the daycare. How do we know? Because we're Team Plasma. We're taking Pokemon away from people. Since you work at the daycare, we figure you must have a lot of Pokemon. Hand them over. What kind of nonsense is this? Oh, a strong-looking trainer, please help me. If you're gonna get in our way, we'll take your Pokemon too. He sounds like my little brother, but he only likes Spocky. I instantly have a distrust for people who say SAO or One Piece is the best anime. Peak mouth breather statements. I mean, I can slightly understand One Piece more-ish. I mean, maybe not as much, but like, One Piece at least is a pretty decent series. It's just that it's slow as hell and is like over 1,000 episodes, and it really should not. I like One Piece, but in spirit, because I'm not watching all that. Like, yeah. I love the live action One Piece. Me and my dad really enjoyed it. We watched it together. We're so looking forward to season 2. But I just cannot touch the anime. It's way too long for me. And this is coming from someone who watched Inuyasha. Like, that is too- this is coming from someone who watches Pokemon regularly. Like, that is too much for my little brain to comprehend. If I have to sit through the first 300 episodes of One Piece for it to get good, it's not a good anime. That is very fair. Goku solos, etc. I'm about to solo you IRL, shut up. That is, yeah, very fair. Very fair. This might be bad for Fluffy. I should do Leech Seed and then get out of here. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, we're getting out of here. We're gonna switch into... maybe Rossetti. He needs some XP. Dude, I'm so excited for the Sonic movie this weekend. Me and Subs watched the second one last night, because I still hadn't watched it yet, and I wanted to watch it before I went to see the third one. So we watched it last night, and it was so good. I'm so excited for the new one. I'm going to watch it on Saturday. I'm so excited. I hate Watchog. Why does he look like that? Sent you a fire message last night about Sonic. You certainly sent me a message about Sonic. Why is this Watchog still alive? I don't like that. The first one was good, but it didn't have Knuckles or Tails, so not as good as the second. The first one also had flossing. Well, the second one also had flossing. They made Jim Carrey do the floss for the Sonic movie, and I am still baffled at that. And then they put him in a maid costume! All I remember about the Sonic movie is that one Minecraft YouTuber I used to watch as a kid made a cameo in it. I think his name was Preston or something. Oh, I don't remember that. I just remember, oh god, it has been a good minute since the first one came out, but Trubbish. What type is Trubbish? It's like poison something? Is it just pure poison? I don't know. What was I gonna say? Oh, all I really remember from the first one is that Sonic flosses at the end, and also there was that Sonic reference with the crazy old guy. He was like, "He's real, I'm telling you, he's real!" And that's all I really remember from it. I heard they're adding Skibidi Toilet to Fortnite. Please tell me they're trolling. I will actually sue. Oh god, I hope not. Here's the thing though, I would not be surprised if they did. Like, unfortunately, I would not be surprised. Dude, I really hope that the Miku Fortnite collab is real, because I would love Fortnite even more if it is. There's so many things I'm looking forward to in 2025. I just want this year to be over already, man. Like, I just want Legends EA. I want Miku in Fortnite. I want like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the coming year. Mostly. Speaking of Skibidi, I'm still losing my fucking mind over the director of Transformers directing a Skibidi Toilet live action movie. I forgot they're making a Skibidi Toilet movie! Why did you make me remember that? I hate you. This went downhill fast, so I think we'd better run! Let's hide out at the amusement park. Oh, thanks for telling me where you're going. It's real? I'm going to cry. Why? He's turned to the dark side. He really has. Thank you so much. Please take this as a token of my gratitude. It's a brand new bike. I'd always planned on riding around Nimbasa City, but I never ended up riding it. Thanks. I have a daycare on Route 3. If you have any Pokemon you want me to raise, please drop them off. I just came to sightsee, but I got in a lot of trouble. Okay, bye. Hi, Bianca. Hey, gamer! Yoo-hoo! The professor told me Nimbasa City has a lot of things to see and do. The amusement park, big stadium, small court, and the battle subway. I'm going to see the Pokemon musical. See you later! There she goes. Anyway, let's register the bicycle before I forget. Even though I hardly ever use it, but might as well. Key items. Oh. Is that how I... Huh? Eh? Eh? Is that how I register it? What do these buttons mean? Eh? 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 Does that mean I can use it now? Oh, look at that. Ooh, this bike theme goes crazy. Wait, who are you? I am Mr. Skibidi. Roll credits. Absolute cinema. Oh god. Now you're making me remember the Minecraft movie. I am Steve! I cannot believe they're actually going through with it. I did not wait 10 years for this. Battle Subway. Ah, my throat. My voice is going bad. My voice. I screamed so much last night, and I've been shouting so much today. My throat is feeling the effects. We might have gotten a little bit too silly on Fortnite last night. I won! Then I lost. Your station has trains where you can battle other trainers. The battle subway. You're a trainer, aren't you? Please just accept this without a word. Thank you, question mark? If you have a versus recorder, you can record battles with friends or on the battle subway. Anyway, this woman of mystery will go somewhere. That's right! She'll go to the Battle Institute! Okay, bye! Why is there a clown over here? What are you doing? What do you want? Oh god, this is making me remember the Poketch clowns. What do you want? As it happens, Nimbasa City is a major destination for Pokemon battles. There are Pokemon trainers in lots of these buildings, huh? I was trying to do the Mickey laugh and then I just failed it. Absolutely. Okay, where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going. Where are we? Oh! Hey! I know you! You're looking for Team Plasma, right? They ran into the amusement park. Come with me. No one talks about the end credits to Minecraft enough, and sometimes I think I dreamed it. I love the end poem. I love the end poem so much. It's like one of my favorite things ever. I know it's supposed to be nonsense, but I have found a lot of comfort throughout the years in some of the lines. Like, and the universe said I love you because you are love is still one of my favorite video game lines to this day. Even though it's supposed to be nonsense, like, you know, you find your own meaning in the nonsense. They're not here. Let's ride the Ferris wheel and see if we can spot them. I love Ferris wheels. The circular motion, the mechanics, they're like collections of elegant formulas. Is he asking me on a date? Chat, is he asking me? Didn't he just finesse me into a date? First, I must tell you, I am the king of Team Plasma. I know what you are. Getz has asked me to work with him to save the Pokemon. Uh-huh. I wonder how many Pokemon exist in this world. Uh-huh. Oh, that's it? My Lord N! You're safe, sire! There's no problem. You're part of the people we brought in to help us save the Pokemon. So, you're under my protection as well. Go quickly, and let my battle cover your retreat. Now then, gamer, do you follow my logic? No. So that's how it is. That's unfortunate. Then, the future I envision... Perhaps I can't beat you here and now, but I'll battle you anyway to buy time for these members of Team Plasma to flee. Oh. My favorite quote from the Minecraft movie's gotta be, You're telling me you can make flying machines with this red stone? That's a whole lot of mumbo jumbo. Did someone say mumbo jumbo? That's crazy. Fluffy is still asleep? Why? Why are you still asleep? Wake up! Girl, wake up! Oh no, the sun is ruining everything. The sun is in my eye. Let's try out our hot new move, Razor Leaf. We'll never get there in time. We need some sort of diamond minecart. Did someone say diamond minecart? Oh god. Oh, why? Oh, that's level 22. That is level 22. Oswald, get in here. Get in here right now, Oswald. I probably should have healed before this battle, actually. I did not expect to get swept into a date with N and then immediately battle him after. So I'm a little mixed up here. I'm a little out of sorts. Water pulse? Sure, you can learn water pulse. Darumaka. We'll keep Oswald in for this one. Let's try out that water pulse. I really hope they make another Pokemon movie. I honestly love Detective Pikachu. They definitely made the Pokemon visuals the perfect mix of realism and cartoonish to fit in a live setting. Oh, absolutely! I really, really, really want another, like, Detective Pikachu movie. Or even if it's not Detective Pikachu specifically, like, another live-action Pokemon movie would be awesome. Like, it has so much potential, and it could be so cool! It could be so cool! Scraggy is fighting type. So I don't know who to send in here, but I guess I'll send in Rossetti because he does need some XP. I thought they were creepy, not gonna lie. Some of them are creepy, like that Mr. Mime. I do not trust that Mr. Mime. That Jigglypuff was horrifying, but like I think it works. I think it works. As horrifying as that Gengar and Mr. Mime was, it was accurate. Pokemon are scary as shit if you think about it. Exactly, exactly. Like, they nailed Pikachu, like, perfectly, and I think they got a lot of those Pokemon were so accurate. They, if I remember correctly, they got the, guy who actually made, like, a bunch of those, like, fan-made, like, what if Pokemon were real visuals? And they actually got him to do, like, the Pokemon for the movie. And I think that was the perfect choice, because they're so accurate, as unsettling as they are. Like, it was very good. Like, it really felt like they were actually there. Like, that's how I would imagine Pokemon to look like if they were real. Especially that Charizard. That Charizard was crazy. At least I think it was Charizard. The Apoms were horrifying, though. I hate those things even more than I did before. Rossetti, please wake up. Or don't. Like, the Pokemon games never go in depth, but some Pokemon are genuinely horrifying to real humans. A living pile of sewage, magma hotter than the surface of the sun. Creepiness was so fitting in the movie. Absolutely. Like, you know, like if Mimikyu were real, you know, that thing would be giving everybody, like, nightmares. Because we saw, like, Meowth, like, actually died in the anime. Looking at Mimikyu's, like, real form. Like, we know that there are some really horrifying Pokemon to the people in the Pokemon universe. But to us, they just look like little guys. Like, I don't think Drifloon would be quite so cute if it were real, like trying to grab onto little kids' hands and trying to take them away. You know, I don't think Yamask would be very cute either when it's supposed to be like a dead human. And it's like got the mask of its human face when it was alive. Like, that would be actually terrifying. Oh, Rossetti woke up. About time. Oh, you're confused. Great. Please don't hit yourself. Okay. Okay, buddy, you're doing a little bit of trolling here. You're doing a little ha funny. I see how it is, Rossetti. I love the Pokemon anime, but if Pokemon were real, it would not be anything like the Pokemon world. You cannot tell me we'd all be safe and happy when Gardevoir could summon a black hole if it gets upset. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, I mean, to be fair, the Pokemon games are also quite unrealistic in that regard. Like, it's very much presented as like a very like idealistic like utopia of a world, when I mean, and maybe that is realistic for the Pokemon universe, but I think if Pokemon became real like right now in our current world, it would absolutely not be anything like the Pokemon series. It would be like a nightmare to live in. So I think to some degree, like, yes, I agree, but also, like, the Pokemon universe is also its own thing with its own people in it. As many parallels to our world as there are. So I think to some degree, like, they still, it could still work if the Pokemon universe were real, because it would be different from our current world, if that made any sense. They don't have bathrooms. I think they do, actually, because they did, like, literally, they do have bathrooms, actually, yes. They have been shown in the anime before. Very limitedly, and but they have been shown before. In the real world, it'd be realistic for Team Plasma, specifically N, to be like president of most countries. The wild fights wouldn't be allowed, and there'd be so much control on Pokemon. The villain teams are more likely to be the government figures. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that is also explored in some of, and when I say some of, I really mean like 2 of the evil teams. Like, not fully, like, not like outright government, but still, like, you know, you got Team Plasma, who's literally the PETA of the Pokemon world, like, doing all their activism and stuff. But I do think, they would have absolutely the potential to, like, take over the government, you know, you've got Team Flare, this, like, on the outside, Lysander is, like, this really likable, billionaire businessman. He's, like, the, I don't know, Jeff Bezos of the Pokemon world, I guess, but he's also, like, really evil and trying to destroy the universe. So I think, yeah, absolutely, there would be a lot more evil teams in positions of power in the Pokemon world. And to some degree, you also have, like, Chairman Rose, even though he's not really an evil team, he's a guy, but, like, you know, he's in that position of power, and he does try to, like, destroy the world for the sake of Galara's future or whatever. Black and White to this day is probably my favorite official game because it actually attempts to delve into the morals of Pokemon fights and capturing wild animals. Also, Lysander is the Elon Musk of the Pokemon world. Okay, yeah. And yeah, I absolutely agree with, like, Black and White. Like, as little as I know about this game, I do know, you know, like Team Plasma and stuff like that, and it's that makes it so much more of a shame that the Black and White anime was what it was, because it had so much potential to be, like, our best like arc of Pokemon yet. Like, it could have been the XYZ of the Pokemon anime, and instead it wasn't. Like, I think if the Black and White anime had the tone of the XYZ anime, it would have been bonkers insanely good. It would have been, like, everybody's favorite arc, I think, in my opinion. Anyway, who am I switching in here? I'll switch in... I really don't want to use Oswald that much. I'll try Scoliosis and try to, like, poison it or something. I don't know. Does fighting resist poison? I can never remember. I'll try to poison it. But then again, to be fair, like, if any other season of the Pokemon anime had the same tone as XYZ, they would all be goated. Black and White anime was, to me, the weakest season next to Diamond and Pearl. It felt very disappointing considering the cards it could have played. I don't think Diamond and Pearl is disappointing at all. It's very slow and drawn out and long, I will give it that. But it has really good, maybe not the best story, but it has, or maybe, I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to organize my thoughts. It has a very solid story, Diamond and Pearl. It just doesn't have the best pacing or character development. I think XYZ has better like pacing and character growth and character arcs than Diamond and Pearl, but I think Diamond and Pearl has a very solid story. It is kind of a slog to sit through though. Like, it took me like probably a couple months to watch the whole Diamond and Pearl anime just because I would only have the energy to watch like 1 or 2 episodes every day just because of how slow it is. But I don't know, maybe I'm also biased because I just really love I just really love Ash, Dawn, and Brock together. They're probably my favorite trio. I mean, obviously, like, next to like Ash, Brock, and Misty, like the original trio, you can't beat them, obviously, but Ash, Dawn, and Brock is a very close second to me, because, I mean, I don't know, I'm biased, I love Dawn, but also, like, they just have such a good dynamic, the three of them, and it makes the show a lot more fun to watch. I love Piplup, he's so funny, I love him and Pikachu together, I love, I just love, I could gush about Diamond and Pearl, like, it's probably not my favorite, season of Pokemon, but it's very much up there, and I can see why people say it's the best, right next to X, Y, and Z, cause, it's a good time, I like it, yeah, if you asked me what my favorite part of Diamond and Pearl was, my answer would probably just be, like, the main trio of Ash, Dawn, and Brock, because they just work together so well. They have so much sibling energy, and it's just a great time. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch in Oswald here, because I just really have no other choice here. I really don't want him to get so far ahead, but I just don't have a choice here. My biggest wish for Pokemon is just to have them make a side game or side anime. Oh god, I gotta heal Oswald. Sorry. Side game or side anime that has nothing to do with the Pokemon themselves, but the world and how it could actually function. Morals of fights in general. I just want Pokemon to be more story focused and less Pokemon fight driven. I think there are some side projects that kind of delve into that a little bit more. I know you said, like, not focusing on the Pokemon as much, but one side show that comes to mind for me is Pokemon Concierge. It's just a really cozy story of this woman working at a Pokemon resort and, like, just kind of discovering what her strengths are together with this little Psyduck, and just kind of like having a cozy time, just vibing. And I think my favorite episode of that is there's an episode where there's this whole like Pikachu get together on the island, and one of the Pikachus is really shy and can't vocalize very well, and this is probably my favorite one because I can relate to it so much, but this Pikachu can't really vocalize much, and he's very quiet when he does. And so he kind of, the whole episode is just kind of like teaching him to, you know, kind of just do things that he enjoys. It's okay if he can't vocalize, or like it's okay that he doesn't have to be like the stereotype of Pikachu that's like, oh, super cheery, is like Pikachu, and it's like really cute mascotty. Like he's just kind of laid back, and he's his own Pokemon. And even though it's told told with the use of a Pokemon. I feel like it's less about the Pokemon himself and just, like, it's a story that could be applied to anybody. And I just thought it was cute. But, like, then again, it's a story that could be applied to anybody. It doesn't have to be a Pikachu, so it's less about the Pokemon world and more like a Pokemon, or a story using the Pokemon world. Like, yeah. Oh, you know what, though? Pokemon Generations. I really like that because it tells, like, the stories that happened in the Pokemon games in an anime form, and it's kind of like that, where it's like it's telling more stories about the Pokemon world. I mean, granted, stories that we've already seen, but just like given more context and more life, and I think it's really cool. My favorite from that, I don't know what my favorite from that would be, but like they're all so good though. I really like the ones with Looker in them. I like Looker. He's just great character. Oh, I really like the one with what was it? Oh, I really like the one where Archie is trying to summon Kyogre, and what's her name? What's her face? One of the admins. She suddenly realizes, like, a moment too late, like, hey, we shouldn't be doing this, Archie. Maybe we should reconsider, and it's too late, and he, like, fucking dies. That's my favorite one. I'd like more stuff like that. I want to know how the world works outside of the gym league. We only ever see the world through the eyes of the league. Even though it's boring to most, I want to see how an average working class person functions in the world, how Pokemon live day to day in people's lives who don't fight. Oh, absolutely. And yeah, like I said, like, Pokemon Concierge is definitely like that. It's like just kind of a chill time in the Pokemon world, not focused on, like, the Pokemon League or anything like that. Like, it's, I definitely agree. I want to see more stories like that. I'm really attached to the Hoenn anime because there's so many episodes that are just the gang and hanging out with regular people who, like, run small berry stores or ice cream shops. Yeah, that's kind of the draw for, Journeys for me, even as flawed as it is. Like, I really like Journeys because it is just like Ash and the bros and the homies, Ash and the homie go, just kind of hanging out in the Pokemon world, like going different places, just hanging out with regular ass people. Because, like, for the most part, it's not even focused on the World Championships. And when it is, it's just kind of like, oh, Ash is training, or oh, Pikachu's really sad because Ash neglected him, now he's gonna sing him a lullaby. Like, it's so much less focused on, like, actually progressing through the Pokemon League. Like, the Galar League isn't even in Journeys at all in any form, just because, like, they're doing the World Championships, but also most of the episodes are just kind of like, oh, look, we're hanging out. Oh, look, Grookey and Eevee are going on their first errand. Let's make sure they do well. And, like, I don't know. It's just kind of a wholesome time. A quote from the great year of 2016 Pokemon Go to the Falls. Oh my god, I saw there's this fan art that I really like, and it's like Team Rocket doing their motto to Ash and Go, and they're like, prepare for trouble, our names are superb, and make it double, your name is a verb to go. And he's like, stop it! It is so funny. It's my favorite thing ever. Your name is a verb. It's like just it feels like they're just saying, your opinion is invalid, your name is a verb. Like, it's like the Pokemon equivalent of anime PFP, opinion rejected. Sun and Moon might be a press the button simulator, but I really enjoyed that it was different from the Gym League. It may have basically been the same thing with a new name, but it got us closer to a world not based on the gyms. I agree. I really like that they kind of... I really do like that they took it in a different direction and were like, hey, let's make Alola's customs, like, you know, kind of different from the Pokemon League. They don't have gyms here. They have island trials, and Kahuna challenges. Even though it's still functionally the same as, like, the gym challenge, I like that they got a little more creative with it. And I feel like it also adds to Alola's world building. Because, you know, like, it's the Hawaii of the Pokemon world, but they also have, like, completely different, like, you know, customs there. Like, the ride Pokemon everywhere, even though that is a concept that, like, it goes on to exist anyways, but like how Pokemon are so deeply integrated into like everyday life in Alola, and how like they greet each other by saying Alola and everything, it really adds to the world building, as limited as it is and as much of a just a reskin of the existing Pokemon formula as it is. I like that they at least tried to make it a little different. And to that extent, I also, as much, you can say what you want about regional forms, like that they might be lazy or whatever, but I do like them in Alola, because it does show, like, you know, hey, Pokemon have, like, adapted to our climate differently. Like, Executor is, like, my favorite example of that, where it's like, in the Kanto region, he's like kind of short and stubby, but in the Alola region, he gets so much more sunlight that his neck is like 20 feet long or whatever, and I really like that. Even though it's a fan game and not canon, Rocket Red was probably the best Pokemon game I've played. You play from the perspective of a Team Rocket grunt during the events of Gen 1, and you get to see how people do their jobs and work when they don't focus on the gyms. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I think I might have heard of it before. But I definitely have to check that out, because that sounds really cool. I've always loved the concept of like a Pokemon game where you actually get to either join the evil team or you get to play from their perspective. I just, like, you know, I know that's not the point of Pokemon. They want you to be the good guy, but I've always been sad when there's like a Team Rocket grunt or whatever offering me to join them and I can't say yes. I can't say yes to them and just join them for funsies. How many Okay, he has one more Pokemon after this. I gotta not die here. Come on, Fluffy, you got this. It's all on you. Let's go, Scoliosis! Sigilyph? I forgot that Pokemon even existed. What? What type is it? I don't even know, because I don't know any- I forgot this Pokemon exists. It's like Psychic something, right? Is it like- Oh, is it one of those ground types? Is it one of them ground types? Or- No, it's one of those ghost types, isn't it? Like Psychic Ghost? What am I at? I don't even know. I don't know. Can someone tell me? I don't know what type it is. It's a Twitch safe fan game, which is rare since Pokemon fan games get so edgy, but I definitely recommend it. The main mechanic is no Pokeballs. You catch Pokemon by stealing them. Huge post game too, if I remember correctly. There's like a solid 40 hours of story gameplay. Ooh, that sounds really cool. I might play that on stream sometime then. That sounds like a good time. Me when I walk into a Team Rocket base in my full Team Rocket outfit and they don't accept me as their own. That's- I kind of liked, that's what I really liked about, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and I guess by extension, the original Gold and Silver, although it was a lot more limited with, like, the sprites and everything, but, like, you actually get to dress up as a Team Rocket grunt for a second there, which is really fun. And like also that moment in Platinum, where you walk into the Team Galactic HQ, and Looker is there disguised as a Team Galactic grunt. That was always really cool. I was like, I wish we could see more of that. I wish we could just, if not be a part of the team, at least like infiltrate them more often, because that would just be cool, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna look up real quick what type Sigilif is, because I genuinely have no idea. I have not had to think about this Pokemon ever. I'm usually pretty decent with types, but oh, it's Psychic Flying. Okay. I was right about Psychic, at least. It definitely does give Psychic vibes. The story is solid too. It's more than the typical what if Pokemon had cults and they swore or something. There's some really good twists that you don't see coming, and it's all written in a way that doesn't change the real existing lore or rewrite the events of Gen 1. That's really cool. I'll definitely look into that. I might just play it on stream sometime, like next year. Cause yeah, that sounds like a fun time. Okay, so we can switch Purloin in here then. I'll be right back 1 second, chat. Let me switch screens here real quick. I'm back. I did not, Vivzy. You stop that right now. Alright. Let's get this dub. I had to help bring groceries in. And I also got a glass of water. Come on, Purloin, you- okay, never mind. So much for that! Oh, this is actually really bad. Oh, shut up, Vivzy. Do stop, Vivzy. Don't encourage her. Okay, this is really bad. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to just go and heal my Pokemon. Because it uses one flying move and it's just over. So... Well, I'll try Leech Seed anyways. Fluffy is fast at least, I will give her that. So she might be able to turn things around, but I don't think so. Why is it using Psybeam? You have a flying move that's super... Huh? 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 What is bro thinking? Wait! No, never mind. I was gonna say Bug is super effective against- no, it's not. It's not even. As I said before you left though, Gen 5 probably has the worst lineup of Pokemon other than Gen 9. Some of those designs are so awful and not just the ice cream cone. That's fair. I do agree that like Gen 5 does not have too many Pokemon that I actually care for design-wise. I mean, I think my team right here is most of the Pokemon that I do love. Like, you know, I love Scolipede so much. Banger Pokemon design. Actually, my favorite bug type ever. Cottony and Whimsicott, I just think they're little guys. I think they're cute. Purloin, pretty decent. Lightbird is a cat. Excadrill is pretty awesome. I do kind of like his design. And you know, I love the Oshawott line. You can say what you will about him, but I love him. I love Zora and Zoroark. Oh, I especially love their Hisui designs. They're so cool. Who else do I like? Oh, I like the Axie line. I think it's kind of cool. This one is my fave. Hydreigon. Hydreigon is pretty cool. Druddigon, however, no. I generally like most Dragon-type Pokemon, except Druddigon. Druddigon can stay out of my sight forever, to put it nicely. I think he is very ugly, but I think Hydreigon is pretty decent. I do like the Haxorus line. Well, I like Haxorus and I like Axew. Fracture, not so much. Fracture is the middle one, right? Pidove is such a boring bird mon for the gen- Literally, it's literally just a regular bird. I mean, to be fair, so are like all the birds, but like Pidove wins the competition for most normal bird. Despite Sigilif, yeah, Sigilif, I mean, Sigilif is fine design-wise, not my style, but I guess he's fine. I don't know, I don't have any strong feelings about Sigilif, I just forget he exists. Behem is forgettable, Behem is so ugly. And all of the Lillipup line is so bland. I mean, yeah, Lillipup is just a dog. I will say though, I'm a little just the tiniest bit biased towards Lillipup because it was one of the first Pokemon I ever saw as a kid, and it's how I got into Pokemon in the first place. So I'm a little more lenient towards Lillipup just for that reason, but I do agree it is literally just a dog. Gen 5 to me is either so abysmal and forgettable or an absolute banger, and no in between. That's fair. I feel like that's Gen 9 for me, where it's like we got a few pretty banger Pokemon, like Meowscarada I love to death, and what was the other one? Tandemaus line is just kind of funny, and I like it. What was the other one? There was another one that I really like, and I don't remember what it is now. And then, like, the rest are just, like, either really bad or really forgettable. Gen 5 for me has a few more Pokemon where I'm like, yeah, okay, this Pokemon's okay. Like, there's a little more middle ground for me with Gen 5, not so much Gen 9. The legendaries in this gen are so weak for me. The Swords of Justice and Weather Trio are ugly, especially the Weather Trio's alternate forms. Oh, I hate the Weather Trio so much. And, what was it, Enamorous? The new one they added in Legends Arceus? I hate her. She does not deserve to exist. Swords of Justice are fine. I mean, I don't think I think they're weak, like you said. Like, they're fine, and like their biggest crime is just being just okay. Like, I guess, yeah, you can kind of tell they're legendary by looking at them, but like, they don't really make you go like, oh yeah, that's my guy! The same way that like, I guess Mewtwo, or the, Sinnoh, legendaries would, for me, at least. Like, I see Dialga, I see Giratina, I'm like, oh yeah, those are my guys! I see the Swords of Justice, I'm like, oh yeah, they exist. I really like Reshiram. I don't really care for Zekrom as much, but I think they make a pretty decent, box legendary duo, at the very least. The trio of elemental monkeys get a lot of hate, and I agree, but I think their base forms are fine. The evolutions are awful. The only Pokemon in Gen 5 I hate more than any others are Sock and Throw. They're just regular guys. Yeah, literally. Sock and Throw are, like, objectively the worst Pokemon ever made on the basis that they are literally just human men. And there are a lot of just human men Pokemon, but Sock and Throw are, like, the worst example, like the most blatant. And yeah, I agree with the monkeys too. I know I hate on them a lot as well. Like I've been hating on them in this playthrough. I think their base forms are fine. Like, they're cute. I just think the evolutions are a lot of wasted potential. I know not everyone, like, looks at leaks or anything, but, like, with the, Terra Leak and those, like, beta designs for the evolutions, those were so perfect. I don't know why they decided not to go with them. Because, like, having them change a little bit more to, like, suit their typing, like a tall and slender, Simipour, like, a round, fluffy, warm, Simisear, like, that would be perfect. That I would actually like them a lot more if they went with that route, but then they just decided not to, and it's like, okay, well, so much for that, I guess. I honestly didn't like the box art trio that much. Reshiram is okay. Zekrom felt too geometric, if that makes sense. He looks unfinished to me. And Kyurem is fine. It's a cool gimmick, but without the fusion, it's just kind of existing. That's fair. I have always been a fan of Reshiram. I just think it's a pretty design. As fun as, like, kind of like basic as it is, I guess you could say. I still think I like it. I don't know. He looks like a very pleasant dragon, Zekrom, I definitely feel you with, like, he feels unfinished. Like, I feel like there's just supposed to be more going on with him that just isn't. And yeah, Hiram, yeah, I agree about him being, like, a cool gimmick. He looks really cool in the fusion forms, but, like, on his own, he's just kind of there. Hopefully, I think the only legendary, or honestly, I think the only legendary designs I actually liked are the mythicals. The legendary themselves are all misses to me. Meloetta and Genesect are fire. Victini is kind of like Jirachi set on fire, and Keldeo is better than all three of the sword trios combined. Keldeo's fine. I mean, I do think he definitely screams more Sword of Justice than the rest of the Sword of Justice. Actually, does he count as a Sword of Justice? I know the movie was like him being associated with the Swords of Justice, but I don't know if he like actually counts as one himself, but like, yeah, he looks a lot more like he belongs there than the actual rest of the Swords of Justice legendaries. Victini's a little guy, yeah. I like the Jirachi set on fire analogy, because that is literally just what he is. Meloetta is cute. And Genesect, I kind of forget he exists sometimes, but I do like him as a concept, especially like with his lore and everything. I really like the theory that he's like the Kabutops line, but like made like computerized or like robotified or whatever you want to call it. I like the theory that he's he used to be the Kabutops line. Isn't he kind of like Regigigas, not in the trio but the trio leader? Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely how I see Keldeo, is like not directly in the Swords of Justice, but like he's kind of their big boss, just like Regigigas, yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do here, fellas. I guess I just throw for content. Kill me. Put me out of my misery. Thank you. I just remembered Cryogonal existed, let alone was in Gen 5. Oh my god, I forgot Cryogonal existed too. It's literally just a snowflake. Why did they make it? Why did they think it was a good idea? People trash on Vanillite for being just an ice cream cone with a face. Cryogonal is just a snowflake with a face and no evolutions to make it interesting. Literally. Like, I mean, at least with the Vanillite line, he gets an extra face, eventually. Like, Cryogonal is literally just there. He's just a snowflake. That's it. That's the whole Pokemon. Never mind, Gen 5 introduced Among Us, best generation lineup. I take everything. Oh god, I forgot about Among Us for a second. I don't even care for him as a Pokemon. Like, he's just kind of a boring mushroom Pokemon. The only... Oh. I forgot I didn't heal in Nimbasa, so we have to go all the way back now. What was I saying? I think the only saving thing about the Among Us line is just Among Us's name. Like, it wasn't even that funny until Among Us became popular, and now that's the only reason I like Among Us. I guess, like, Among Us also has, like, the VGC, side to him of, like, people liking him, just because of what he represents in the VGC, which totally understandable. Like, that is exactly why I like Raticate as much as I do, just because of what she represents to me personally. Like with me, like trying to, you know, like my first attempt at a Nuzlocke, and Raticate was there for me, and just kind of like everything she represents for that. is why I like her, why I like Raticate so much. So I can see why people would like Among Us, if for the VGC side of things, but other than that, he's like a very just kind of dare Pokemon, in my opinion, and like with a funny name. Yeah, I definitely just confirmed my stance. Gen 5's only hits are forgettable misses. Ducklet definitely existed. Timber definitely existed. Girder is veiny, which just makes me uncomfortable. Literally, I hate that line so much because of how veiny they are. They're so uncomfortable. They're also just human men Pokemon too, which makes it worse. Veiny human men. Ugh. And yeah, Ducklet... It sure is. It sure is a Ducklet. Purloin and Lightbird are just worse Purugly and Glameow. I swear to god they should have just given Purugly a split Evo and added Lightbird. I guess. I do like Purloin just because I think she's kind of cute, but she definitely does feel very Glameow adjacent. And yeah, Lightbird is... I don't know, Lightbird's fine. It's literally just a cat. It's literally just a leopard. Like, that's its whole thing. It's just a purple leopard, which is fine, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I think they could have just made Purloin and left it at that, honestly, and everything would have been fine. I actually, as a kid, didn't even know that Purloin evolved for a really long time, because I just never saw Lightbird anywhere. And then I finally learned that it evolves into Lightbird, and I was like, oh. I liked it better when it was just Purloin. Like, I don't know. This almost feels like Glameow Purugly slander, because I actually really like that line. They're very cute. I like them both, but Purloin and Lightbird is like, I really like Purloin. I could go without Lightbird. But I guess in a way, you could also say it's kind of similar to like Skitty and Delcatty, where... But even then, like, Skitty and Delcatty are very different enough where it feels like it makes sense for them to be in line. Purloin and Lightbird is just like, it's a purple cat and then it becomes a purple leopard, and the only thing really connecting them there, I feel like, is the fact that they're purple. Alomomola. Oh god. Oh, I hate Alomomola. Dude, yeah, Love Disc should have evolved into it. I thought for years that Love Disc did evolve into it. And then I found out it doesn't, and I'm like, what's the point of Alomomola then? There's no reason they shouldn't be in the same line. Ferrocene and Ferrothorn I always forget exist because they're overshadowed by Fortress and Pineco. Literally, dude, I used to get those two lines confused all the time. Because I'll be like, oh yeah, Ferrocene, that evolves into Fortress. Wait, no, that's Pineco. It's like, I get the two confused all the time, because not only does Ferrocene and Ferrothorn sound similar to Fortress, but also, like, they're just kind of the same thing, almost. It's like, they're close enough that they really shouldn't be separate lines. Or almost, you know what? I think it would almost make more sense if Ferrocene and Ferrothorn were, like, a regional form of Pineco and Fortress. Even though they're not technically, like, the same concept, like, they just feel way too similar to be their own thing. Tauros should have evolved into Boufflant as well. Don't care what people say about logic. It's Pokemon and they look identical. One just has an afro. Boufflant is another one that I thought was connected to, like, Tauros evolving into Boufflant as a kid. And then I found out they didn't, and I was like, oh. Huh. I mean, on one hand, I kind of get it. Like, they're trying to make Univa's Pokemon, like, kind of similar to Pokemon we've seen in the past, to kind of drive home, like, this is the America of Pokemon. They have different animals here, you know? Like we have, like how we have, like, Bison here, and like, Pronghorn here, and, like... And then in other regions of the world, we have different kinds of animals. that are native to those regions of the world. And I was like, I kind of get that on paper, but also this is Pokemon. They don't have to follow the real world. Just make Tauros evolve into Bouffalant. Just make Luvdisc evolve into I can't even say its name properly anymore because it makes me that mad. I hate its name. I hate how it looks. I hate that it doesn't evolve from Luvdisc. I hate everything about it. What? Wait. I was so confused why I was in a battle right now. The other kind of sad thing about Gen 5 too is it's right before they introduce the fairy type, which just feels kind of sad. Like Audino, it feels like it shouldn't even be in Gen 5. It feels like it should be a Gen 6 Pokemon. And maybe that's just because I remember the XY episode that featured Mega Audino so much. That I always just assumed that Audino was Gen 6, but no, she's Gen 5, and she's just kind of a normal type in Gen 5, and that just feels kind of sad. Like, at least with, like, other Pokemon that became fairy type, like, retroactively, like, the Jigglypuff line and all that, like, they had a good while to, like, brew and cook before they became fairy types. But, like, Audino is just like, okay, so she's introduced in this generation, and she's normal type, and she's just kind of there. Oh, and look, now she can be fairy type. Wait, I don't think Audino even is fairy type, is she? Isn't it just her Mega? Wait, I gotta look this up now, because I'm pretty sure... No! She's not even fairy type! She didn't even become fairy type! Only her Mega is fairy type! That just makes it even sadder! Like, she should be, by all accounts, a fairy type, and she's just not, and that's just the saddest thing ever. Anyways, sorry, let me catch up on your chat messages. Deerling and Sawsbuck should have been regional forms of Stantler. Oh, definitely. They could have, like, added, like, oh, there's Bianca. I don't want to go there right now. I'm trying to find the Pokemon Center. Oh, there it is. Okay. They definitely could have, like, added, like, a pre-evolution for Stantler, and then just made Deerling and Sawsbuck his, like, regional variant. I feel like that would have worked so much better. I don't know. Personally. My opinion. Because, like, I mean, I do like Deerling and Sawsbuck on their own anyways, but I feel like it could have... I feel like it could go both ways. Like, if they had, like, given Stantler, like, a pre-evolution and made them regional forms, I can definitely see that happening, but I can also kind of see them just being their own thing. I don't know. I just kind of forgot Stantler existed until Legends Arceus with the Wardeer. Made no sense to add Deerling. I think a lot of the forgettable Gen 5 ones would have been so much better as regional variants or split evolution lines. If Politoed can be made 15 years after Poliwhirl, why can't the others be Evos and variants? Was Politoed really 15 years? Isn't Politoed Gen 2 though? So that was only like a couple years. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, with the, Gen 4... Sorry, hold on. Gen 4 Pokemon, where they added a bunch of, new evolutions to the Pokemon, like Licky Licky, or, like, Magmortar, or Electivire, like, 10 years after the fact. Like, yeah, definitely, I can see that. Oh, sorry, I dropped my pen. I really think they could have saved Gen 5, or, oh, sorry, wait, yeah, okay. I really think they could have saved Gen 5 and made it so much better if they had just made it like Gen 2, where it's mostly just adding off of former mons. Yeah, I mean, I can also see, like, I can kind of see both sides, and it's like, they took the more disappointing side, but it's like also very understandable why they did what they did, because they were really trying to drive home, like, you know, Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh are all, I don't remember if this is canon, I think it is, that they're all like the same country, sort of like they're all kind of like connected under the same nation. Like especially like Johto, Kanto, they're literally connected right next to each other, and that's why like their route numbers are like, they start from 100 in Hoenn and start from 200 in Sinnoh, and then Unova is like, they're really trying to drive home that it's a separate country, it's like this whole new place, it's the America of Pokemon, and that's why it has like its own, you know, Route 1, 2, 3, etc. And like it's trying to be like its own whole new experience. Like I think in the anime they said like Pikachu are really rare in Unova, because they're not native to the region and stuff like that. Like I get what they were going for, but I feel like it could have been handled better. I don't know. Mega Audino makes me so unbelievably mad. She did not need a Mega when so many Mormons needed the Mega evolutions. Tropius, Flygon, Lapras, they all needed Megas to be more stood out. Audino didn't need it because Audino fans don't exist. Hey, I liked Audino as a kid. Oh, is Polito Gen 2? I thought it was Gen 5. No, it's Gen 2. Wait, did I already heal? I don't remember. I just kind of walked out. Okay, I did. Okay. I gotta fight him again. I think I gotta fight him again. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I have to do this whole story. Okay. Well, we're just gonna do this while we talk. I think Pokemon could benefit if they'd allow themselves to have a design overhaul. Certain Pokemon need redesigns. There's a lot of good concepts that could be better if they would take the leap to redesign stuff. Dugong and Seal especially need redesigns. Yeah, I just feel like it's kind of... I feel like that's kind of what they were trying to do with... That was kind of like the concept they were trying to go for with like regional designs. Or regional variants, sorry. Where they're still technically the same Pokemon, but like they've got maybe slightly different typing and like a different design. I feel like that will be the closest we'll ever get to like Pokemon redesigns. As, you know, I guess kind of sad as it can be. I just think it's definitely a difficult position for them. I feel like, because, you know, you're the largest media franchise in the world, you can't please everyone. There are always going to be fans of like those original designs that are going to be really upset if they do redesign them, because it'll feel like, I don't know, maybe like you're trying to rewrite my childhood or whatever. I don't know. Like, at least with the game remakes, like, it's just bringing the game to a new generation, like, upgrading the graphics, you know, introducing, like, adding new, fleshing out the storyline more, adding new things to, like, post-game and stuff, but I don't think they could ever probably take the leap to fully redesign Pokemon, just because, you know, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of tough. It's tough. Like, on one hand, I do think some Pokemon could definitely benefit from redesigns, just to make them, you know, pop a little more in the modern age. Like, a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon, are very much just kind of like normal guys, normal concepts, like, this is just this is just a fish, this is just a rock. I mean, to be fair, it was also the first generation, so they could get away with making things just like kind of normal everyday things because they had nothing else to compare it to. So a lot of older Pokemon designs feel a lot flatter compared to newer Pokemon designs, because the newer Pokemon designs have to compete with 1,000 other Pokemon designs that came before them, and so they really have to work hard to stand out. And I feel like that also kind of like shoots themselves in the foot, because that means like you're gonna have a lot of Pokemon designs that just fall flat compared to the other 1000, and that, you know, if they were redesigned or recreated in the modern day, they could stand out a lot more for themselves. But they're just kind of like there as like, I don't know, like a product of their time almost. But yeah, like I said, like they've got so many fans to please. You can't please everyone, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like if Pokemon were a newer series, like a newer franchise, or like not as big as it is, I feel like they probably maybe would take the leap to redesign their Pokemon, because I think right now at this point in the game, they are really trying to pander hard to like their older fans, as much as they are to like the modern child. So like I feel like that could also be like another reason why they did the regional variants, is to pander to the older fans who like remember these older Pokemon, and giving them like a new breath of life or whatever. Like, and I think, yeah, I don't know. I love regional variants, but I really think they should just ignore fans lashing back and redesign some of their more legacy mons. As loved as Gen 1 is, I really think they need to be fixed. Jinx is a racist stereotype. I mean, to be fair, they did soft redesign her almost. Like, they made her skin more purple after the fact, but that was also when Pokemon was a much newer IP, so not as many people, like, I don't think anyone had an attachment to like Jinx's original design with the black skin, because it was just so much newer, and it was also like a racist stereotype so they had to change her, and like that, but that was also still just like a coloration difference. I just feel like Pokemon is too old and too well recognized now to really be able to really feel comfortable redesigning their older mons too drastically. I mean, to be fair, we also sort of have like soft redesigns almost, with like gender differences being added in Gen 4, and like also added after the fact in more recent times, like Eevee getting a gender difference starting in Gen 7 with Let's Go, because it didn't have a gender difference before, and so like in a way you could kind of see that as like sort of a soft redesign by just like adding gender differences to your Pokemon. But other than that, like, I don't think they would ever get too drastic with it, in my opinion. I just don't think it's something they would do. They basically, sorry, let me finish reading your original comment. Sealy and Dugong are really boring. Ponyta and Rapidash could use some more color. Goldeen and Seaking really need some love. Maybe a third Evo. I think, Goldeen and Seaking are two separate lines to begin with. I don't think they even have an evolution to begin with between them. But I feel like they really should be like, they should have like a baby form and then be a split evolution or something. And then they basically redesigned Marshtomp and Combuskin during the swap to 3D, same with a lot of other mods, because pixel art is more expressive. If they can make negative lifeless changes, I think they can make some small changes to fix stuff. That's fair. I know a lot of people like really don't like Typhlosion's 3D model, because it just feels like a wet noodle compared to his pixel art, and like that is kind of a trade-off you will get with a move to 3D, because 2D art, the pixel art is just way more expressive than the 3D models in Pokemon, and I definitely agree that if they breathed some more life into the 3D models, like if they made Typhlosion's flames like just kind of appear constantly or something, or you know, even like small things like adding more animations to them, like that could breathe a lot more life into them, and almost be like sort of a redesign in sort of. But I don't think they will ever change like the base design, like the general concept of the Pokemon. I think they would only ever like change like the 3D model, probably, in my opinion. I think that's as far as they're ever gonna really go with it. Took them 10 years to finally put Charizard on the ground instead of eternally flying. Oh yeah, here's the thing with the 3D thing. I read this, a while back. I don't know how true it is, but it sounds true. That like, the 3D flying types weren't supposed to always be flying constantly. They were originally like on the ground in Gen 6, but it was the like special gimmick mode with like just flying battles where they're constantly flying because they're in the air, so obviously they're constantly flying. But like in regular battles they're on the ground, but then once they started making more games with the 3D models, they just kind of forgot and just kept using their flying animations, so they're permanently flying, and that was never like supposed to actually happen. And it's like the tiniest change, but it really needs to be done. What I think they could do to redesign things is go the Zelda game route. Make the games more stylized. They change enemies in Zelda all the time based on the game's style, e.g. Wind Waker, cartoony versus Twilight Princess, dark and edgy. Gives them a chance to experiment with new designs and see if it sticks with fans. Yeah, absolutely. And to some degree, Pokemon sorta changes art styles a little bit between generations. Not in... I don't think necessarily intentionally, though. Like, I mean, except with Scarlet and Violet, I think that was sort of an intentional move. Because they worked with the artist for... what was it? Detective Pikachu. But like... Pokemon's art style over the years just kind of naturally changed. Like, if you look at, like, the original, like, Gen 1 and 2 art, and then compare it to, like, the Gen 3 art, compare that to the Gen 5 art, compare that to the Gen 8 art, like, the art style has shifted over the years, and, like, that's not exactly the same thing. Like, it's not like a Wind Waker Twilight Princess, sort of move, like, where it's, like, intentionally, like, being drastically changed, but, like, I do think like some different Pokemon art styles could be pretty fun. And it's like, it's not that they don't even do that. They do that in side games. They do that in different animation projects. Like Pokemon Concierge is stop motion. You know, a Pokemon Cafe, whatever it's called, is like its own art style. Pokemon Smile is its own art style. You know, Pokemon Sleep is its own art style. Like I feel like they're just a little too scared to bring that to like the main line. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's Go was like probably the biggest departure, and not even a full departure, but like it's a lot more heavily stylized than the typical Pokemon art style, where like they have really big heads and really small bodies, and they all look like children. Like that's the biggest art style change that I can think of that was like actually deliberate for one game. And of course they didn't do that ever again since then, but I think I don't know. I think they're a little too scared to like drastically change their art style too much, which is a shame, because I think it could work really well. Because it's not like they don't do it at all. They do it in their side games, their side animation shows and stuff. Like, you know, Detective Pikachu live action. That's definitely an art style change. Let me catch up. Sorry, I start rambling so much and then I get behind on chat messages. I'm so sorry. Pokemon definitely went in a worse direction when they made the swap to 3D. All the 2D games are so fun because they're filled with hours and hours of content you have to discover on your own. But ever since Gen 6, all of the game's content is a straight line that they hold your hand with. They just throw all their content out during the main story and leave nothing to explore. I think they were trying to remedy that with Scarlet and Violet by making it open world. So I will at least give them that, but it just doesn't feel quite the same. It just feels kind of odd playing. I don't know. I just felt kind of odd playing Scarlet and Violet. It felt a little too open for me in a weird way, and I felt myself constantly like having to like look online. Okay, what gym should I challenge next? What am I supposed to be doing next in the story? Because there were just like I was just left to my own devices. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, it was too open. That's kind of what I liked about Legends Arceus, where it's not even fully open world. It's like semi-open, but it still has a clear story that it's trying to push you through, and like it guides you to where it wants you to go, but you also still have the freedom to explore different parts of the area you're in. And I really feel like Pokemon could benefit a lot more from that sort of style. And like if they were to keep doing 3D, I mean, I think they could benefit a lot from sort of doing something similar-ish to Legends Arceus, similar-ish to, I guess, Gen 8, where like you still have like the routes and stuff, but maybe make them a bit more open, not as linear as Gen 8, not as linear as like just the 3D routes in general. Like, they're all basically straight lines as far as I can tell. Like, make them a little more open, make them like the 2D games routes, where you kind of have room to kind of move around, but there's also still a path to get to your next area. So you need to strike a balance between being too linear and being too open. And I think they haven't quite found that yet with the 3D games, and I think they should take a lot of notes from the 2D games to sort of, you know, find that balance. And don't do the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl route, where you just make a reskin of the original Gen 4 games, but with 3D models, because that's not what I'm talking about here. I have a lot of opinions about Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Yeah. They need more exploration, but not so much exploration that you find yourself flailing around not knowing what to do, which is what they did with Gen 9. Like, I appreciate the attempt for an open world, but it just was not connected enough to feel like a super fun experience. I just felt like I was kind of wandering around for hours trying to find where I'm supposed to go, and I couldn't even tell you Gen 9's story if I tried. Like, I think it was kind of a miss in that regard. I think they hit gold with Gen 5's art style, mixing 2D and 3D in a perfect way. Absolute agree. Big agree. I've been enjoying this game so much. I was a little unsure about like the 3D elements at first. When I was first like kind of looking at this game, but it works so well. They did so well. They were really proud of what they did, and rightfully so. Like, they really had gold here with Gen 5, and they should be very proud of themselves for this aspect of Gen 5. Like, its art style is just immaculate, and I think I would love to see like some, if not official remakes, which probably never, but like some fan like game remakes. Like, you know how like they'll take like older games and put them in like a newer game style, or they'll take newer games and put them in an older game style. I would love to see Pokemon fans do that, but put them in Gen 5 style. That would be so fun. Imagine Sinnoh in Gen 5 style. Imagine Kanto in Gen 5. Imagine Johto in Gen 5 style with Kanto added on in post-game. Like, they almost had that with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But imagine if they just upped it a notch with Gen 5 style. That would be so cool! That would make Heart Gold and Soul Silver better than it already is. And that's saying something, because Heart Gold and Soul Silver is really good! Like, imagine Kalos in Gen 5 style. Imagine all these games, all these regions in Gen 5 style. It would breathe so much life into them. It would be so much fun. It's just, it would be so cool. It would be so cool. I'm getting a little lightheaded here because I'm getting so passionate about this. Like, I love Pokemon so much, and it just makes me sad. It just makes me sad sometimes with the decisions they make. And I talk about this a lot, but it's like, it just keeps getting more and more true. And it also makes me very hopeful for the future. Like, talking about what they could do, and like, as disappointing as it is about what they have done, like with Gen 8 and Gen 9, you know, talking about what they could do in the future makes me maybe a little too excited. Like, maybe I should be a little more cautiously optimistic about the future of Pokemon. But it does make me think, like, hey, Gen 10 could be really cool, and we're just waiting for it. You know, Legends ZA, we've seen how Legends Arceus turned out, and it's not a perfect game by any means, but it was a very, very good 3D game, so I'm very excited about Legends ZA in that regard. You know, like, yeah, hold on, I gotta order dinner. What should I get? Should I get wings or should I get pizza? I think I'm gonna get wings. I don't know how many pieces, like 8 or 10. I don't know. She'll figure it out. Boneless wings. Like how I said, what should I get? And then I already decided for myself. Okay. Okay, back to reading chat. While ignoring the video game I'm supposed to be playing here. Daramaka. Okay, yeah, we can switch in Oswald here. Okay. I love open world. Wait, yeah. Oh, wait, no, I missed one. Sorry. Oh, wait, yeah, Perfect Way. They moved on from that way too fast with X and Y. I love Gen 6, but it'd be more enjoyable to me if it was 3D, 2D. That alone feels way more engaging than stiff 3D. Absolute agree. I respect the attempt to step in more into 3D. I do think they were trying to do that gradually between Gen 3 and Gen 6. You know, Gen 4, they started doing 3D buildings. With the DS's added capabilities. Gen 5, they upped that to 11, with like really fun camera angles and everything, and more dynamic, like Pokemon battles. Like you can see right here, this feels super dynamic. It's 2D sprites in a 3D environment, and you know, it could maybe be just a tad bit more dynamic, but it's already very dynamic as it is. With what they have, they took Gen 4, upped it to 11 with Gen 5, and then Gen 6 they were like, okay, we're getting pretty comfortable with this whole like 3D environment thing. Maybe we should start making the characters 3D too. And so I respect the attempt, but I think they maybe should have gone back to 2D after that. But of course, they wouldn't want to. They're constantly evolving game series, franchise, whatever. They gotta appeal to the big higher ups at Daddy Nintendo. You know, whatever. It's disappointing, but yeah, like I said, like the later gens in Gen 5 style would have been so awesome. Unfortunately, they're never gonna do that, probably, most likely. But it would be cool. It would be cool. Yeah. And then I love open world games, but despite how much you think it would work with Pokemon, the more linear, but open world felt more fitting with Oras, for example. After you unlock flying on Latias, it becomes open world, but still linear, and I think that was fun. Legends Arceus is a good example of a linear open world. I think they got very close to a great new formula with Legends, and they threw it all away with Scarlet Violet. Absolutely agree. That is exactly what I was talking about. I love what they did. Pokemon is simply in its current formula, and this could change in the future if they wanted to step away from the whole, you know, challenging the league, becoming the champion thing, which they never will, but you know, they're trying to with like other endeavors, like Legends, but in its current form, Pokemon is simply not a formula that works in open world. There has to be some degree of linearness. Like, that's just how the Pokemon formula works. You go from one town to another through a route, catch Pokemon, and you make it through all your cities, challenge the gyms at each city you go to, and then you make it to the Pokemon League. It's just a linear formula by nature. And until they change the basic formula of Pokemon will never work in a fully open world. And I think Scarlet and Violet just proved that further. But I think that's not to say that Pokemon has to be completely linear. It has never really been fully linear, in my opinion. Like, the Pokemon overworld, even in the 2D games, still feels open to a degree. Obviously there are roadblocks stopping you from like getting too far away, but you still have the freedom to explore like the current route you're on, or the locations that are open to you at your current point in the game. You can go into the buildings you want to go into. You can talk to the NPCs you want to talk to. You can go explore different shortcuts and stuff once you have like Cut or Surf or whatever. It really adds those extra elements so that even when you're late game, you can go back to earlier game areas and still discover new things. And that's what makes Pokemon great, I think. It's like, it's still somewhat linear, obviously, but it's a lot more open, and there's a lot more exploration, even later game. You see like a little tree that could be cut down, or you see a rock in the way of this one area, or you see a body of water, and you're like, I can come back to this later. I can't explore this right now, but if I come back later with something I need, with like, you know, strength or Cut or Surf, I can come back to this later and check out what it has to offer over there. And that's always what I've loved personally about Pokemon. It's like, yeah, anyways, so yeah, like you said, like Legends Arceus really strikes that perfect balance of like being open but still being linear. And I really think that's the direction that 3D Pokemon games should be going forward. Because it just works really well. Maybe not quite exactly like Legends Arceus. I mean, obviously, like, you start in Jubilife, and then you go to these other open areas. So it would obviously have to be tweaked a little bit to work in like the basic Pokemon formula, but it's still proven to work very well. The game is well received for good reason. Even if it's not, like I said, the perfect game, it tried new things, and it did those new things pretty decently in a way that, if with a little more experience, with a few more releases, with a little bit more dev time, it would make a really, really banger game. And so yeah, hold on one second. Okay, back to reading chat. Sorry, I'm getting so behind on these. But I'm really enjoying this conversation. I just have a lot to say, and you have a lot to say too, so I'm trying to trying to strike a balance. Scraggy, oh god. I don't know who to send in here. I'm just gonna send in Oswald again. Okay. A pure open world Pokemon game only works when the game's content isn't based on the Gym League formula. Exactly what I said. Sorry, I'm like reading your mind. I genuinely have not been, I genuinely only read one chat message at a time, and I've just like have predicted what you were going to say. If you want an open world Pokemon game, it has to be like the anime where you feel like you're actually on an adventure in the wild. Exactly. And I mean, I can kind of see to some degree that they were kind of trying that in Scarlet and Violet. We're like, you know, it's the whole, what do they call it, the treasure hunt or whatever? And they're like, yeah, you can choose your own way to go. You can choose your own way to play. You can choose your own adventure to go on. But, and in concept, sure, but in execution, no. You're doing all three of them if you want to get the true game experience. You're doing all three of them if you want to get to end game and get to post game. Like, I see what they were going for, but I think they were too scared to commit all the way. But yeah, I think if they were not so scared to like kind of push their formula to the limits more, I feel like Scarlet and Violet could have been a lot better if the choice was not so much of an illusion. It was like an actual choice. Or if you do want us to still, you know, go the intended route, at least, like, I don't know. Scarlet and Violet was a flop in my opinion. The best example of a 3D Pokemon game done right, unironically, was a fan Pokemon game, Brick Bronze. Oh yeah. Brick Bronze, love that game. Missed it so much. Also, hello. I'm a little backlogged with chat messages right now, so I can't like read the newest latest, but I do see you. Hello. Welcome in. Sigilif. We can switch in Proline for this. But yeah, Brick Bronze was so good, and it was a fan game, and like, yeah. I missed the game. I know why it was taken down. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. And I don't know. I was a big Brick Bronze fan back in the day. That's how I got into, well, partially how I got into the Pokemon games was Brick Bronze. Even though it was a fan game, it was accessible to me because it was on Roblox, first of all, and also like it was a very well done fan game at that. But yeah, so much love put into it, the same way classic Gens 1 to 5 were, absolutely. The whole thing with that game wasn't focused on it being 3D, absolutely. Battles were still 2D, but the world was 3D, that felt so right. Yeah. And I don't know if I would say like, I want, like Pokemon battles to be in 3D. I like the dynamic camera angles, and, like, if what am I trying to say here? I really like when the camera gets really dynamic. What am I doing, by the way? I'm just gonna switch Pokemon here. I have not really been paying attention, honestly, you can tell. But, what was I saying? I really like when the camera gets super dynamic in Pokemon battles. It breathes more life into it, which it really needs when it's a turn-based formula. You know, it's not fun when you're playing a 3D Pokemon game and then the camera is just like this, or like even less dynamic than this. Like, this at least has the camera move around a little bit while you're idling. But like, just being like static, like in Gen 1, if I'm playing a 3D Pokemon game and the battles are like Gen 1, like, I'm bored. You know, I really like, I really like getting funky with it, you know, getting more dynamic with the camera, breathing more life into those battles and making them feel more epic, and making them feel like actual battles. Yeah, I still really enjoy the Brick Bronze experience. It was just such a fun fan game. Something I adore with a lot of anime is having a 3D space, an already existing world, and they draw the characters into that world. I think Pokemon could benefit from that, sacrifice a bigger world for a smaller world with lively Pokemon filled with personality. I do agree with that. I really like the style of games. I mean, Gen 5 is kind of like this. Gen 5 and Gen 4, but especially Gen 5, are kind of like this to some extent, where it's like you've got a 3D world, but then you've got like the 2D sprites, like Paper Mario. Kind of like Paper Mario, kind of like you know, Gen 4 and Gen 5. I've seen some really fun, like there's another one. I don't remember. Octopath Traveler, I think. I think they do the same thing, where it's like 2D sprites in a 3D world, and it's it's just such a cute concept, and it looks so good when it's done right. And also like, I've seen so many like indie projects like that where you've got the 2D characters in a 3D world, and it looks so fun. It looks so cute. It's stylized. It's still sort of like open, and it just breathes life into it. It just makes it a lot more charming and endearing. And that's what I've been loving so much about Gen 5 primarily, is just the art style, and getting to see like this pixel art be brought so much more to life. And I really wish Pokemon would do more with that, because it would look so good. It would be so fun. It would be so stylized, and yeah. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm caught up now. I never finished Brick Bronze. I won't regret it till the day I die. Here's the thing: Brick Bronze never even like finished like development. Like they didn't even get all 8 gyms in there. I think they stopped at like the 5th or 6th one before they got taken down. So not even like the Brick Bronze players who were there since like day 1 or whatever, like min-maxing the game to death. None of them got to see the end of it too, which is a little sad. But like, again, you know, I get it. I get why they took it down, as frustrating as it is, you know, making money off the IP and all that, you know. It's just how Japan be. It's just how Nintendo be. And I wish Japan would have more of a concept of fair use, but and especially Nintendo, I wish they would just appreciate their fan games more. Like, they're not harming anybody. They're not threatening anybody, you know. If anything, they just bring more fans to your IP. They encourage fans maybe to go out and buy the real games or whatever. It's like fan fiction. There was a whole fanfiction has been kind of in a legally gray area since its inception. Like, you don't see, I mean, at least I hope you don't see Nintendo taking down like fanfiction. Like, it's just a way for fans to express their love of the media and you know, just get creative and just bring their own spin to— why did I do this? Why did I bring out scoliosis? That was kind of dumb of me. This Sigilyph is going to be the end of me, I swear. But yeah, like, you know, fan art, fan fiction. Like, Pokemon relies so much on its fan art. Like, the TCG, like, has contests where you can submit your Pokemon fan art to become official Pokemon cards. Fan games are just, you know, an extension of that. And you could say, like, oh, well, they're using existing, like, official Pokemon assets, and that infringes on their intellectual property. And it's like, okay, but what if they make it themselves? You're still gonna take it down, even if I make the pixel art myself, if I make the artwork myself. You're still gonna take it down because it's a Pokemon game, Pokemon fan game. Like, there's really no winning. And it's very frustrating. They did get all 8. Oh, they did get all 8. Oh, so they didn't get the league though, right? They did get all 8. They got banned shortly after Gen 8 released. However, there's a huge fan team on Roblox. Yeah. I don't know what I was gonna say. The original studio behind Brick Bronze did make a new game, fake one called Lumion Legacy. Yeah. Lumion Legacy is honestly just a shadow of what Brick Bronze once was. And like, I get it. You know, I get it. All of the Pokemon fan games on Roblox went on to make their own Fakeamon, you know, series. Oh, you know what? This is what I love about Doodle World. Doodle World is one of those where the devs, it started out as a Pokemon fan game and then was taken down, and the devs went on to create Doodle World. And Doodle World is so charming. It does that thing that I was talking about, where it's like you've got the 2D doodles in a 3D world, and it just feels so charming. It's not necessarily unique, but it does bring that air of uniqueness to it. Like, it's yeah, it's charming, it's endearing, it's stylistic. And I really, really, really love Doodle World. Doodle World did basically, I don't know who was the first one to start the trend of Pokemon fan games going on to be their own thing. I want to say it was Lumion Legacy, but I don't know that for sure. It might have been Monsters of Etheria, because I know that's been around for a while too. Doodle World is much newer in comparison to both of those. However, I will just say Lumion Legacy for the sake of ease, because that's the first one that I heard about, but that could also have just been because I played Brick Bonds way more than the other Pokemon fan games. But, you know, Doodle World did what Lumion Legacy was trying to do way better. You know, I feel like Lumion Legacy, I don't know. Lumion Legacy just does not live up to the hype, I think. And does not live up to Brick Bronze's glory, is what I wanted to say. Doodle World just does the concept way better, in my opinion, and I enjoy it way more than I enjoy Lumion Legacy. I never really got into Doodle World. I just like Project Pokemon since their whole reskin system was very pay-to-win heavy, and they transferred it over to Doodle World in a way I dislike a lot. That's very fair. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, it's just like little costumes and like slight, like reskins, that are just like purely cosmetic. However, they do have a, it is still somewhat pay to win, like competitively too. Because you can spin the roulette for like higher star doodles and stuff. So that aspect I really dislike a lot. I will always hate predatory monetization, always, for the rest of my life, with my entire being. I hate predatory monetization. Game advantages should never be pay to win. I dare say even cosmetics shouldn't really be pay to win. You should still have a way to obtain them, even if slowly. That's just my opinion, but you know, predatory business practices, predatory monetization, I will always be firmly against them. But like the base concept of Doodle World with like the doodles and the story and all that, I think was done way better than Lumion Legacy. That's my TED Talk. Anyways, I'm about to die. Why am I back to scoliosis? This is not going well. I think I gotta do some off-screen grinding in a sec. I think I'll probably do that this weekend. And then be back for Monday. That's probably what I'll do. I don't know. I just don't know what to do here. I'm sorry to anyone who came here hoping for a lot of Pokemon gameplay. I just turned into a yap session with additional Pokemon thrown in. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just the fact that I haven't been able to stream for the past few days that I have a lot more energy to just kind of yap about my opinions and stuff. Like, I love yapping. I just love yapping. I might actually, once I lose this battle, I might just, yeah, this Sigilyph is way too fast. Yeah, I gotta level up Purloin here. What was I gonna say? Yeah, once I lose this battle, I'm probably just gonna switch over to just chatting and like finish up my final thoughts and everything. We actually went on a bit longer than I'd originally planned, since Wednesdays are usually my 3 to 5 days, and it is 5:45 right now, so it's gonna be a 3 to 6 day, like Mondays and Fridays. But I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I don't have any preference either way. I just like yapping. I like streaming. I like hanging out. So anyways, let me heal up my Pokemon, and then I'll switch over to just chatting, and we can continue our conversation there. I'll probably for sure like end stream once my dinner gets here. But I'll at least hop over to just chatting. I don't like how they handle microtransactions in that game. I'm very loyal to Lumion Legacy because you can get everything legit. You can buy things to get shinies easier, but that's really it. I think Lumion is a very solid game, but their lack of updates killed off the fanbase. Last time we got a big update was December of 2023. That, and I also just really don't like the Lumion designs. I think they're kind of ugly, but that's just me. Yeah, the slow updates definitely really kill a lot of the passion for the game, because like with this you know, how do I put it, with this like type of game where it's like live updates, you know, like Minecraft, like Fortnite, like whatever, you really have to be pretty consistent with your updates, and if not, well, you have to be consistent with your updates and update regularly enough that your fans are not out of content to enjoy in the meantime between updates. And I think Lumion Legacy does not provide enough content between updates to really capture the passion of their fan base enough. Like, it has solid concepts. Also the character models are really ugly. But yeah, like, if you're not updating consistently enough and with enough content, that's a great way to kill off your fan base. I enjoy yapping about Pokemon in chat with you. You get very passionate, and there's like never any dead silence, which is awesome. I'm glad. I am very passionate about Pokemon, as you can tell. I'm passionate about a lot of things, honestly. It's just that, you know, Pokemon is kind of my thing here. Like, it's just very, how do I put it? Like, very, I have a lot of things to say about it, and I can go for hours. Like, I have been going for hours about it. I don't think, I've been barely paying attention to the actual game itself today. Yeah, let me switch over to just chatting real quick, and let me switch the category too. Give me 1 second. Let me turn on the music, let me switch, hold on. Oh, it's gonna take me a second here, but, yeah. And my voice is getting a little raspy because I'm talking so much. Thank goodness I've got water here. Let's switch over to just chatting category. I'll change the title too while we're here. Yapping about Pokemon. There we go. Should be updated now. So anyways, switch over here. Okay. There's a lot of really bad Lumion designs, but there's also so many little scrunkly guys that I get emotionally attached to. This Halloween, they released an evil little imp guy. Ooh. I have not been keeping up with, new Lumions in a hot minute. I think the last time I actually played consistently enough to care was like, oh, I don't even remember. The Underwater City. Once they finally released that, I kind of got a little bit more back into like the Lumion designs, and there's some that I really, really like, but most of them are just kind of either eh at best, or I just really don't like. I think my only other problem with Lumion is their player-based treatment. At this point, a lot of Lumion Legacy is based around you already knowing the story of Brick Bronze. You have to know who Jake was. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Who Team Eclipse was. Yep. The story isn't very new person friendly, which at first was fine, but it's been 8 years since Brick. Oh my god, has it really been that long? Since Brick Bronze was taken down, there's a whole new generation on Roblox who weren't even alive when Brick Bronze was. Yeah. Yeah. God, I cannot believe it has been that long. Like, I remember playing Brick Bronze back in, like, you know, 2017. The game got taken down, what, 2018 or, like, late 2017? Something like that. And then Lumion released in 2019. I cannot believe it. It's been so long already. But yeah, at first when Lumion Legacy was new, it's like, yeah, everyone wants a continuation of the Brick Bronze story. We were all there. Like, Lumion's core audience when it first released was the Brick Bronze fans. Just because, you know, we only knew, like, we only cared because it was the people who made Brick Bronze, you know? If they were, like, completely, like, no name, like, had no connection to any previous, like, project on Roblox, I don't think anyone would have cared nearly as much about Lumion Legacy as we did back then. And I was there for the hype. I was out of town when the game released, and I still, like, I stayed in my hotel room, on my phone, like, trying to get into the game on release day. Like, I was so excited for Lumion Legacy, and then that passion continued for a while, and then it just kind of died out, because there just wasn't that much to do after a certain point. But yeah, like, and, like, obviously now it's been so many years that, like you said, probably most, if not all of, well, most of Lumion Legacy's player base probably wasn't even around for Brick Bronze to like, know the story, know who Jake was, know why they should care. Like, they're missing all this context. And that's not really good if you want to keep your game alive for newer generations, especially when the game it's based on doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist in its original form, easily accessible to all these children now. I mean, obviously there's the fan continuation of it, but not all of the kids are gonna know about that or care, and it's not a guarantee that it'll always be up forever as many times as they keep trying to bring it back, it could one day just like stop ever being re-uploaded, and then that's gone forever. It's lost media. It's gone. It's done. And so, yeah, it's very important that your fan base has all the context they need, and Lumion Legacy simply does not have that to a satisfactory extent, in my opinion. I'd recommend giving them another chance. They did a huge update a while back, redoing their designs, and they look super good now. They have a much more distinct style now. They have an art style now that it isn't so broad. Ooh, that sounds really... I might have to check that out then. Because I know a big gripe back in the day was, like, especially, like, the human character models. They look so rough. And, you know, all of that, and... yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. I might check that out after this stream, because it does sound very promising. If they've had like kind of like a design overhaul, that was definitely a big reason why I just kind of fell out of love with Lumion Legacy, because I just could not get behind the whole design of everything. Yeah. Outside of the old Brick Bronze fans, they don't really have a community. They don't really have a distinct fan base. They haven't made any attempts to cultivate their own new community at this point. It's just old heads playing the game for nostalgia, and that's what killed their game. They rely on nostalgia instead of branching out into its own game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, you know, and it's not... there's nothing wrong with wanting to reference Brick Bronze. I think that is a good way to draw older fans in. It's like, hey, remember Brick Bronze? Well, try this out for size. And like, you know, I think Jake being in the game as a main character is fine, but they really need to give that context for what happened to him, like what this whole Team Eclipse thing is and everything. Otherwise, he's just kind of this weird guy that's there and no one really knows why. I mean, obviously, like you said, like, most of the people playing Lumion Legacy are only still doing so because of the nostalgia for Brick Bronze, and that is not a good thing. If you want your Pokemon, if you want your game to live, to live on for a long time, you have to make it in a way where, you have to branch out into your own thing, first of all, but you also have to, like, give new players a reason to try it out. Like, yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say, but like, yeah. They haven't changed the player mode now, but they made overall made a focus on their Lumions being chibi-esque. There's still some bad designs, don't get me wrong, but in terms of art style, they're no longer just the fake Pokemon game. They've really tried to be unique. That's good. That's good, at least. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I would love if they would change the human models. That would be great, but you know, you can't have it all, I guess. But yeah, I think that is a very good first step towards appealing to like a newer audience, like in a broader audience too, is to kind of try to step away from just being known as the fake Pokemon game that used to be Brick Bronze. I think they still have quite a bit of work to put into it to you know, like really appeal more, but like yeah, making it so much, making it less of such a focus on like the new Brick Bronze. Like you really got to do that if you want to appeal to newer players, because if you ask like a 6-year-old today, they're gonna be like, what is Brick Bronze? What is that? And so I think they need to be not quite so afraid of like stepping away from being Brick Bronze and being, hey, we're Lumion Legacy, we are our own thing. Yeah, I wouldn't really call Lumion Legacy a Fakemon game anymore. They've put in the focus to make it more of an individual RPG. It's more Chrono Trigger-esque now. They did a battle overhaul as well to make it unique. Oh, that sounds very promising. Yeah, making it your own thing. And of course, there's nothing inherently wrong with like trying to be like a Pokemon fan game. I mean, people are just going to compare it to Pokemon and just be like, man, I wish I was playing the actual Pokemon now instead of that. But, like, you know, there's nothing necessarily wrong with, like being a Fakemon game, like Doodle World, if Doodle World didn't have all the predatory monetization, but that's besides the point. But, like, it can still work, but you have to know that your audience is going to be Pokemon fans that just want a free Pokemon game to play with these off-brand Pokemon designs, and especially if you're coming off of an older Pokemon fan game that you made, your main audience is going to probably most likely be people who played that original fan game, and are expecting sort of the same quality or like just the same game from you, and that definitely limits how much reach you can get from like newer players who are just experiencing it for the first time. And I think it's definitely better to make it your own thing, make it your own RPG, than to just try to make the new Pokemon, you know. Like, you'll definitely get a lot more, like, reach that way, a lot more attention, a lot more of your own fan base, is what I'm really trying to say. You really need your own fan base for them to care about your game. Because if you're just a Fakemon game, and you're not like satisfying your audience enough with like your updates or whatever, they have no reason to be loyal to you specifically. They're just gonna move on to the next Fakemon game, is what I'm really trying to get at here. Like, you can make a Fakemon game if you want, but if you don't make it unique enough for you, for your audience, they're just gonna move on to the next big thing, and they're not gonna have any reason to care about you. You gotta give them a reason to care about you specifically, and Lumion Legacy really needs to work more on that. But I think it's very promising, from what you said, that they are trying to kind of make their own identity out of it, instead of just being like, you know, the new Brick Bronze. While they don't do a whole, while they don't do a, God, I can't read anymore. While they don't really do a lot of big updates anymore, what they do super well is holiday events. Throughout the year, they put so much passion into making reskins and holiday-themed mons, and they really put style and soul into each one. Every year for the past 6-ish years, every Christmas and Halloween releasing a special world to go to with new and unique themed mons every time. I did enjoy, and of course I haven't played in a while, so I can't speak on like the newer events, but I did really enjoy back in the day, like the Halloween event. I still have that, I don't remember its name anymore, but it's like the little puppet, like mythical or whatever, with the little mask face. I still have him on my team. I loved the Christmas event with like the different skins and all that. It's fun. And yeah, the events. I think they should. I mean, not that they don't lean into their events enough, because they still provide a lot of new like content and stuff for their events, but I think if they lean into it even more, that could also help bring in like new fans who are like, oh wow, this looks really cool, I'm gonna do this event, and oh wow, they have a new event going on all the time. And it's like, it doesn't have to be like Genshin levels of like 50 new events every update. Like that would just get overwhelming. But like having a big like seasonal update and stuff is always very appreciated. At least for me. I really like when games do like seasonal updates and like little like holiday themed events and stuff like that. To kind of just like breathe more life into the game. And just kind of like have some fun stuff to do in the meantime, like while you're waiting for like the next big content update and stuff. I don't know. I don't think the lack of updates is from a lack of passion. They are very passionate. The problem is that they're no longer young adults. Like when they made Brick Bronze, they don't have time every day to code and build. 90% of the original team is gone. It's mainly just 2 dudes left at this point. They just don't have the time. Oh, absolutely. And I don't think it's a lack of passion either. I think they yeah, when you're a working adult, you're not even like a teenager or a young adult anymore. Like you are your own full human being, working 9 to 5 to make a living to support yourself. You just can't really focus on like all your little passion projects anymore, and it's just a sad reality. And that's why I'm glad I'm not there yet. like I'm only 20. I got my whole life to live. I can still like just be a silly guy on the internet. Yeah, absolutely. And I think the fan base, when you've got a fan base of kids, when you're making a kids game, and I know that like a lot of Lumion Legacies players are Brick Bronze players, so they're not kids per se, they're like teenagers at least. But like they're still like on the younger side mostly, and like it's still on Roblox, which is a platform that is majority young children. When you're making a game like that for kids, a lot of your audience is simply not going to understand what it takes to make a game. They're not going to understand what it takes to be an adult and to have a life. And so I think that could also possibly be part of the reason why the lack of updates frustrated fans so much. It's like, it's not even that they're being lazy or not passionate for their game anymore. It's just that they simply don't have the time or energy or resources. And kids just can't understand that. I know I definitely have been very frustrated in the past when I was younger at like games like not having many updates, or like YouTube videos from YouTubers I like not coming out soon enough for me. And it's like I didn't really understand like all the time and energy that really went into them. And I mean, honestly, up until I started streaming here on this channel, I still didn't really understand like just the full extent of like actually how much time goes into like, you know, like fully edited videos, like and just like stuff like that. And it's like obviously not games at this point, but like still a similar concept where like yeah, like it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, and if and when you don't really understand that, you can get a lot more frustrated. But once you're older and you do understand that more, you kind of come from like a place of sympathy with it. Like yes, it's sad, it's frustrating, it's disappointing, but like also, you know, life happens. Like there are a lot of things that I have wanted to do with my channel that I just simply have not had the time or energy to like do fast enough. Like my life 2D model is still not done because it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience to rig a live 2D model. It made me have so much more respect for people who do this as a living. like it's a lot of work, and I'm still glad to, like, I don't regret doing this all by myself. Like, I think it is a very fun learning experience for me. I always love trying new things, and I also just simply don't have the money to hire a rig or anything like that. But like, yeah, it's very difficult, and it gave me a lot more. I mean, I already had respect for them, obviously. Like, I have respect for anyone in a creative position. As an artist myself, like, I've been drawing my whole life, so I just kind of like naturally have a lot of respect for like creative stuff like that. But like, it gave me a lot more respect. Like, even when I tried like game development in the past, like, it takes a lot, and you gotta know a lot of like coding and stuff, and you gotta learn, and it just takes a lot of planning and stuff like that I was not prepared for at the time. And like, yeah, it really, at least, even if it's not a matter of like growing up, at least like trying to put yourself in their shoes and like trying the thing that they're doing is like, it really gives you a lot more understanding for like what's going on behind the scenes in the development cycle. And obviously there are some things that just simply have no excuse, like Yandere Simulator. Like, there's no reason the game had as long of a development cycle as it has. I don't know if he's still doing it. I have not been following it. I genuinely do not like Yandere Dev, so I don't follow his stuff, but like, like, you know, there are some things that have no excuse, and like, at that point, like, it's very understandable to be upset and frustrated. Like, when it's just like two guys working on a game for kids, it's like, they get a lot of undeserved hate, I think. I don't know. Sorry, that was a lot of yapping. The big thing with Lumion really is we're no longer kids. The devs aren't either. We've all grown up, and we've all have our own lives to live. The devs have their own lives and families to live. That's the hard thing about it. Lumion Legacy is a wonderful game, but it's a side project. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And thankfully, I think, as the fan base is getting older, like the Brick Bronze players are getting older, we're not kids anymore, most of us at least. I would assume. Like, I think there can be a lot more sympathy there for, like, yeah, we all got our lives to live. It takes time. This is just a side project. Like, it's understandable. But I think, definitely back in the day when Lumion Legacy was a lot newer, like when Lumion Legacy was a lot newer and the kids were still very young, like fresh off of Brick Bronze, they didn't really, oops, sorry, I just hit my mic. I don't know if you heard that. They definitely had a lot less patience and understanding of like the fan base, I mean, not the devs, had a lot less understanding and patience for why updates were taking so long. And so they got a lot more frustrated, and they would take it out on the devs, and the devs did not deserve any of that. But I think, as we all get older, we can kind of like understand that better, and have a lot more sympathy for them. I don't know. I think at least. There's a quote I remember from, I think, Dan TDM: "You're no longer kids, you've all grown up. We don't have the luxury of the things we loved as kids anymore. Lumion Legacy most likely won't ever be finished, and that's okay to me." I love Lumion / Brick Bronze because it grew up with me. It's going through life the same way I am, and I think it's okay to slow down. Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I just saw that. Thank you so much. Welcome. But yeah, I agree with that. And you know, I think that can be applied to a lot of things in life. As I've gotten older, there have been a lot of things that, like, I always wanted to do as a kid, and I am a major perfectionist. It's always been something I've struggled with, where like I just will never finish stuff because it has to be perfect in my brain. And as I've gotten older, and I still struggle with this, but I've kind of started to like just kind of sit back and be like, hey, yeah, it's okay if this isn't perfect. It's okay if this doesn't get finished to the degree that I want it to be. You know, the process is more fun for me than like actually finishing it, I guess. So just like the process of like doing things like oh, thank you. My dinner's here, so I'm gonna end soon, but I was gonna finish my thought. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, just the process of like doing things is oftentimes enough for me to like even if I never like, you know, beat complete a Pokemon game fully, like all the post game everything. Just kind of like the process of playing is the fun for me in itself. And you know, like my model, my Life 2D model still isn't finished. Probably won't be for a very long time. Just because I am only one human. I do not do Life 2D like at all. I don't do this ever outside of like my own projects. So it's like it's gonna take a lot longer for me, and that's fine for me. And I'm fine like streaming as I am now, even though my model isn't finished. Like it's finished enough where like I like it. I'm happy with it, and it doesn't have to be perfect for me. And you know, it's yeah, I know it's been a slow journey for you starting off VTubing and Twitch, but I think that's okay. You've taken it slow, but you've been happy about it every day. I've seen you take every step towards this, which you've been dreaming of doing for years, and you've been doing it right. You haven't rushed yourself. Thank you so much. that genuinely means so much to me. Yeah, it definitely was very hard for me to actually just make the push to get started because I didn't have my model done. I didn't even have my VTuber design done when I started streaming. Like I thought I did, and then I ended up redesigning her anyways. And it was just kind of like a constant evolution, and I kind of learned to like just take a step back and realize that's okay. Everyone starts somewhere. I don't need to start off with this super complicated, beautiful, like fully finished VTuber model. Like I'm going at my own pace, and I'm going at a pace that I'm comfortable with, and I enjoy streaming, which is the important thing. I think that is the most important thing above all else, is that you should enjoy what you're doing. And for me, that is streaming, and I super enjoy streaming. Like there have been times where like I get kind of like demotivated, and like I just don't feel good about myself, and I'm like, man, I'm never gonna be able to like do my dreams, like achieve my dreams and stuff of like, you know, being a VTuber, being like, you know, doing everything I want to do in life. And I just kind of had to, you know, really stop myself and just be like, you need to just do what makes you happy. And sometimes to do that, I have to take breaks. And unfortunately, the breaks are sometimes longer than I would prefer. But then once I come back, I have my passion for streaming again. And it's so exciting. Every day is just super fun for me. Every day I'm streaming, I'm having fun. I try to have fun, at least. You know, sometimes it can be a little demotivating when, like, you know, I don't have many chatters, or I'm just not playing as well as I would hope I would be, or stuff like that. It can be a little sad sometimes, but it's like, I should not stream to please others. I should stream to please myself, and that is what I have tried to keep doing. And I do what I do because I love it, and that makes me love it even more. And that's kind of also like the attitude I have towards art. Sometimes I've been really down on myself for my art not looking the way I want it to. You know, my art style just kind of like evolves naturally. And I mean, everyone's art style just evolves over the years as time goes on. And like when I was like a teenager, I would always get super frustrated that I couldn't like draw the characters I wanted to as good or as well as I wanted to draw them. And it would really frustrate me, and I would go into like slumps where I just didn't want to draw anything, and just like major art blocks, and I just kind of have to tell myself like, draw for the fun of drawing, draw because I love drawing. And that's why that's kind of the big reason why I don't take like commissions or requests, because then it starts feeling like a job for me, and I get even less motivated, because then I feel like it has to be perfect. I feel like I have to live up to everyone's expectations, and it's a lot of pressure on me. And you know, I just like doing the things I do because I enjoy doing them, and I don't want to ever feel pressured to do them and stuff. And so yeah, but yeah, let me catch up on chat messages again. There's almost no YouTubers who start out knowing everything, knowing what they want to do. Absolutely. PewDiePie started out with a terrible microphone in his mom's like basement. Nobody's gonna blow up and be who they want to right away. Sometimes who they want to be isn't actually who they want to be or who they're gonna be. Yeah, absolutely. When I started streaming, I did not really know what I wanted to do. I kind of had the idea that I wanted to be sort of like a variety streamer, like my favorite streamers are. And it's just a lot harder to do that, I think, starting out. And I think one of the other things too was like, I kind of told myself I didn't really want to be a Pokemon streamer starting out, because I'm just not good at Pokemon, and I felt like I wouldn't enjoy Pokemon as much anymore if I did start streaming it. And then I realized that was just kind of lame, and I started streaming Pokemon anyways, and it's been the most fun I've ever had, I think, sometimes. Like, I love streaming Pokemon so much. And it's just made my love for the franchise grow even more, I think, since I started streaming Pokemon, because like, I am not the best Pokemon player out there. I'm probably not even a good Pokemon player, but I have a lot of passion, and I have a lot of opinions, and you know, I've grown up with the franchise, and so I think and I've kind of learned, like, you don't have to be good at something to enjoy doing it or to want to do it as like your thing, and that's kind of the attitude I've taken towards Pokemon. Is like, I know I'm not that great of a Pokemon player, I know I make a lot of dumb choices in like battles and stuff, but I have fun doing it, and that's the important thing. I stream for myself first and foremost, and I did not expect myself to become a Pokemon streamer per se, but as where I am now, it is very fun, and I could not imagine myself like trying to like make a name for myself like doing anything else. I think, I don't know, personally, my opinion. Even Mr. Beast, one of the worst corporate YouTubers, started off by saying slurs and yeah. There's a really good take a YouTuber I follow said that's harsh, but I agree with. I don't make YouTube videos for my fans, I don't care about my fans, and I don't want them to idolize me. I make my videos because I like them, my fans are just a bonus to that. Definitely. And it's been kind of something kind of difficult for me to like kind of unlearn, because I've always, as a kid, or since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be a you know, YouTuber, and I always wanted to make a lot of people like smile and enjoy my content. And so sometimes it gets frustrating and demotivating when I don't get, you know, like the fan base I think I want to have. You know, it's something you have to build up gradually, which I've had to like kind of force myself to like learn. Like, you don't start out like mega famous unless your dad is like, I don't know, president of the world or whatever. Like, if you are the average Joe Schmo, you are probably not going to be starting out like mega famous. Like you're gonna have your moments where you don't have much attention, if any, on you, and you're gonna have moments where maybe you blow up and go super viral, and then you get a lot more attention on you, and it's just something that you can't really control or predict, and so you just kind of have to take things one step at a time and do things because you enjoy them, because I think that's what life should be about, is you know, doing things because you want to, not because you feel forced to, or because it'll get you a lot of followers or whatever. Like just do the things that you enjoy, and that's what I've been trying to do with my channel now, is just do the things that I enjoy. And yeah, what's really funny is such a strong, profound take like that came from a guy called Soft Willie. I think modern YouTubers always miss the mark about what makes so many of the classics from our childhood great. They never started off making content for money. Money barely existed when they began. They make content because they wanted to and because it was a passion. YouTube shouldn't be a job, and it never should have ended up being seen as one. YouTube should be seen as a side passion to do because you want to, not because you have to. Absolutely. And I do think that, like, if you can turn it into a sustainable source of income, that's great. Keep doing that, but also do the things that you want to do and see the money as like a side benefit of that. See the money and the fans as a side benefit of that. Because, like, yeah, like you're gonna be so much happier that way if you just don't think about the money or the fans or the clout or whatever at all. Just do it because you enjoy to do it. I think my streams are primarily me playing a game I enjoy, and secondarily hanging out with chat and just having a laugh. That's why I try to make it anyways. So yeah, and yeah, like you said, like a lot of the YouTubers that we grew up on, YouTube was still a very new concept back then for them. They were all like basically kids who just happened to have like recording equipment, and they were like, hey, sure, I'll just play Minecraft and record myself playing Minecraft and call it a day and upload it to YouTube and see what happens. And like they just did it because it was fun. Or not even like gaming channels, like skit channels like Smosh. They just started out as like just kids doing kid things, just like hanging out, you know, yapping to each other, like making little skits because they thought it was fun. And only after so many years of like building up their audience and like doing the stuff they enjoy did they actually like become like a household name in the YouTube sphere, I guess, and like actually make money off of it. And like even my favorite content creators, like they've been doing stuff for like, you know, like 10-ish years, stuff like that. They started out just kids making videos because they wanted to, because they thought it was fun. And then after so much time of like you know, doing that, they had their big breakthrough and happened to get a large audience, and they were like, oh hey, that's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm gonna keep doing what I like doing. And I think that's how like content creation should be approached. You should never do it for the chance of getting famous. You should do it because you enjoy it. Even like, you know, there's probably not many people out there who would say like they don't want to get famous, like that getting famous or earning money from content creation is like a bad side effect for them. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's some people who view it that way, but like, it should never be seen as like your target. It should be seen more as like, hey, I'm gonna do this because it's fun, and also, hey, I get a little side money from it. Yeah. You know, size doesn't matter, even if it's just chatting to your sibling for like 3 hours straight, or if you're talking to 400 people at once. If you're happy, that's the important part. Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, it is 6:30 now, so I am going to head off and eat some dinner. And no stream on Friday, unfortunately, because I'm gonna be busy. But I will be back next week for more Pokemon, and hopefully we'll make some more like substantial progress. And then I don't know if I should. I don't know if I will stream on Christmas. Probably not, but it kind of depends. I'll see how busy I am. I'll think it through. I've got the rest of the week to think it through. But if not, Monday and Friday for sure. I'm definitely gonna be streaming on New Year's Day because I have something big planned for that. I don't know if it's gonna be a hit with the fans, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I think it'll be fun for me. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, I will see you guys next week though, for sure. Enjoy your food. Don't forget to oh my god. Anyways, yeah. So what are the things oh yeah, do the socials thing, ! socials, if you want to stalk me on Blue Sky or Kara or whatever. You'll get, do ! socials, you get a link to my card that has all of my socials there that I use. I've been posting more on Blue Sky lately. I'm just trying to just like post my thoughts there and just kind of like post whatever I feel like, you know. So, you know, if you enjoy that, if you enjoy ha-has from your favorite streamer, go follow me on Blue Sky, I guess, or whatever, or don't. I don't know, I'm not your mom. And I don't want to stalk you, I want to do the opposite, actually. You want to get away from me? Is Blue Sky any good? Haven't gotten it yet. It is pretty good. I really like it. It's like Twitter if Twitter was good. I think anyways. I've been really enjoying it. It feels a lot less toxic than Twitter, that is for sure. And it feels very supportive too. Like, I made one post about my follower goal, which I keep forgetting to actually mention that I have a follower goal. But, I made one post about it and I got so much love from that, and I have quite a few mutuals on there now, fellow small VTubers, and it feels really nice. So pre-Elon Twitter, yeah, but like even less toxic than pre-Elon Twitter. I'm just a soul Twitch is consumed. You should get Blue Sky subs. It'll be fun. Come to the dark side with us. But yeah. I keep forgetting what I want to say, but yeah, I've gotten a few mutuals there, and it feels really nice. And it's kind of made me realize, like, when you're a small VTuber, a lot of the support you get is from fellow small VTubers, and so it's kind of like a everyone helps everybody situation, and it's really nice. It feels really nice to get a lot of support. And it just makes it a lot more fun having mutuals and just like being able to, you know, stuff like that. I'm doing such a bad job of like talking right now. I don't know. I'm out of it. I'm eepy. Oh god. I accidentally opened my my stream on full volume and I just heard myself back and it was scary. I'm a little scared. Anyways, what was I saying before that? Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go eat dinner now. I keep yapping. I'm gonna go eat dinner now, so, yeah, have a good rest of your night or day or whatever, wherever you are, and I will see you next week for more Pokemon and more fun. So, yeah, bye-bye!